Chris Nabholz, the starter for the Tribe, still down in their bullpen warming up. Players are out, starting to loosen up. Robin Ventura and Tim Raines coming out of the Sox dugout. And Wimpy, you know, this is an interesting Cleveland ball club, as we talked about, well, about 20-25 minutes ago, as you look at the skipper, Mike Hargrove, and he's done a real good job in unifying and making this a cohesive club because of the fact, the way, I think, one of the big ways you got to evaluate a manager is the fact, how hard does this club play foreign? And those Cleveland Indians play very hard for Hargrove.
Yes, they do. They're very enthusiastic. We watched them last night for the first time in 1994. I think they really like the premises around here. I think they love the ball club, and you can't help but like it. Everybody around here tells us it's going to be a good hitter's ballpark once the weather warms up a bit. But I think that Mike Hargrove does do a nice job in that area, and I think a big part of
by Christy Paul. Lovely young lady. As we look at Jacobs Field, what a facility this is. This ballpark, 42,400 capacity, has 6 levels. Of course, the natural grass. Down the lines is 325, in center field 405, left center 370, right center 375, and that left field wall is 19 feet high. So indeed, it is a good hitter's ballpark. And as Wimpy just mentioned, when that warm weather comes in and the wind is coming out of the southeast and the southwest, you're going to see a lot of home runs hit in this yard. This ballpark cost $170 million to build, and is part of what they call the Gateway Ballpark and Arena, the complex. Now, the arena is right next door, and that's where the Cavaliers will be playing next year. And this thing has really done a lot for the economy of this downtown area. Cleveland continues to upgrade the downtown area, and certainly they had to get out of that old ballpark because of the fact it was just not conducive to a winning attitude, Duke.
You got that right. It was not much fun showing up to that ballpark, whether you were a spectator, a player, or whatever. But right here, I think everybody is enthusiastic about coming in. You know, you look at the attendance so far. The weather's been bad. It's been cold, certainly, in the spring. 35,000 average for the Cleveland at home so far on the season, and that is very, very good. About this time last year, you'd think that they would have about 12 to 13 at the old ballpark. But I think there is a great new enthusiasm in the city of Cleveland. They brought the Cavaliers back in from the suburbs, and they're going to be playing right next door. And they've got a good, exciting team, yet led by a very invigorated, young, dynamic coach in Mike Fratello, formerly of the Atlanta Hawks. So I think everything is looking real good here in the city of Cleveland. But I think the thing that looks best about Cleveland is the fact that they have tied up these good young players for many years to come. John Hart, as you mentioned, doing a great job as general manager here. So the fans know that these good young players are going to be here for a long, long time. And I think that is going to help endear the franchise and the players more to the people.
As you look at the stadium club, that's out down the left field line. The Grey Poupon Ponder's out there, and the restaurants here are one of the Levy restaurants, and those are great places. Of course, Levy restaurants in Comiskey Park, and the food is just fantastic. But getting back to the ballpark, certainly just the arena and Jacobs Field itself has encouraged a lot of these downtown buildings to do some renovation. Wimpy.
Good.
It also is going to bring in more than $1.5 million in added taxes each and every year. And there is what you call the dugout suite. So it's a right by. The only thing in between the dugouts themselves is a piece of plexiglass from those dugout suites. I got to figure those are really expensive.
Oh, I think they're $100,000 a year, and you have to have them for a minimum of 10 years. So if you got a cool $1 million, you can sit right there, listen to what the guys say in between at bats, and really take advantage of a very nice situation. That is very, very unique. I don't know of any other ballpark that has that one luxury. But the Tribe is on the field right now, where will be baseball just momentarily. Second of 2. Sox at 12-9 are second, a game behind the Tribe in the AL Central. Here's our lineup. Leading off in left field, the Rock, Tim Raines. Batting second at second, Craig Grayback. The Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, is at first. He'll bat third. Cleanup man is the DH, Julio Franco. Robin Ventura plays third base, batting fifth, followed by center fielder Darren Jackson. Joe Hall will be in right. He'll hit seventh. Batting eighth behind the plate is Ron Karkovice. And bringing up the rear at shortstop, Ozzie Guillen. And for Cleveland, they will line up this way defensively. Albert Bell, the strong man in left field. Kenny Lofton, a superstar in center. Manny Ramirez, watch out for this guy, Rookie of the Year possibility. Jim Thome is the third baseman. Mark Lewis at shortstop. Carlos Baerga at second. Paul Sorrento at first. Battery of Tony Pena and Chris Nobholz. Nobholz this year has only pitched a couple of innings. 16.8 earned run average in 3 games. He started 1. So throw out these numbers. He's a good pitcher. He pitched last year with the Montreal Expos and did a pretty good job for him. He was 9-8.
So Tim Raines gets ready to step in. Rock hitting at .271, 5 homers. He has knocked in 9. 3 for 6 last night with an RBI. And the first pitch of the ball game at sinker low and away. Outfield bunch. This Indian outfield, as we saw last evening, they will definitely bunch you. Swung slightly to the right. Big 6'5" southpaw delivers down low and the count 2-0. Craig Graybeck on deck. So the second of this brief 2-game set and this 5-game road trip for the Sox. Weekend series at Tiger Stadium against Sparky's guys. 3-0 the count, says Mark Johnson. As Rampy mentioned, he's not going to overpower you. He is a finesse type pitcher and his control has to be there. He can't pitch 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. So we had a 40-minute rain delay. Terry Bevington at third, the coach, and Doug Mansolino at first. As that ball hit in the hole by Mark Lewis into left field. So Rock starts it off. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Here's Craig Graybeck. Craig hitting at .333 on the season. 7 for 21. And has hit safely in 5 of his 6 appearances this year. Outfield playing him the hook slightly, and they're bunched once again. There's a breaking ball down low. Big Frank on deck and Julio Franco in the hole. Wind blowing in from the northeast. That's coming in from right center field. That ball hit hard into left. Albert Bell is there. Drops the ball. So Raines will move into second. Just a bullet off the bat of Craig Graybeck. Bell couldn't make the play. It'll be an error on Bell.
Graybeck really scalds this ball. It's got a lot of topspin on it. Looks like his top hand overpowered the ball right here. So Albert not able to come up with it. There it is, fastball right down Broadway about belt high, and Graybeck gives it a ride. Not enough altitude to get it out of here, and watch Albert boom right on the heel of his glove.
Big Frank Thomas stands in. Frank hitting at .325, 8 homers. He has knocked in 19. He was 1 for 5 last night with 2 big ribbies. Turned out to no avail as the Tribe won that game 8-7 and 12. Jams him. Breaking pitch. Graybeck is safe. Baerga says he's out of the line. Second base umpire Drew Coble says no. They get Frank at first. 1 out. With Raines at third and Graybeck at second. Here comes Mike Hargrove.
Boy, Frank just really jams the daylights out of himself right here. We haven't seen Frank Thomas do this very often. It was a breaking ball by Nobholz.
And here you get a look at Graybeck. Here's when an infielder cannot assume the umpire is going to call the runner out for going out of the line. Well, that was a good call by Drew Coble.
Yeah. I have to agree.
But you're right. Frank really just jammed himself right there. Here's Franco. Julio hitting at 247, 7 homers. He's knocked in 23. Franco 1 for 6 last evening. Knocked in 2, outfield, bunched, and playing him around to the right. Fastball. And let's check out our picks to collect tonight. Skip Ellison, our producer director, went with Raines. Wimpy went with the Big Hurt. I went with Darren.
I can go out on a limb, can't I?
You can. You're awesome. The daring.
I laid off Frank, and that's the worst swing I've ever seen him take for so long. I pick him.
That pitch fouled away and quickly. Chris Nabholz on top of Franco. Nothing in 2. Nabholz out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, 27 years old, 6'5", 212 pounds, and his career has won 34 times, and he has lost 29. So Franco in a big hole. Tony Pena with the numbers. Goes to the inside. Pena holding that pitch right there on Mark Johnson. Boy, umpires hate that.
Pitch looked like it was inside.
It was.
Kind of a little way of showing him up.
Oh, umpires hate for you when they call it a ball just to hold it there and have the crowd jump on him. Got him on the breaking ball, down and in. A big strikeout for Nabholz.
Good breaking ball, down and in. Take a look at it. Call this one a hard slider. Boy, good late movement right there. That's just the toughest pitch for a right-hander to handle against the left-handed pitcher.
That'll bring up Robin Ventura hitting at 293, 6 homers. He has knocked in 16. Robin drew the collar last night in 4 at-bats. Takes that pitch low. .325 down each line, 370 in left center, 375 in right center, 405 dead away center. There's that pitch down low, and the count 2-0. And let's check out our men in blue tonight. Behind the plate, as we mentioned, it is Mark Johnson, Chuck Merriweather at first, Drew Coble, the crew chief, at second, and Ted Hendry at third. The men in blue. Here's the 2-0. Stay fair. Fair ball. Here comes Raines. Here comes Grayback. Robin falls going around first base, but meanwhile, hope he's not hurt. And it appears he is hurt his knee or his ankle.
Well, you could see that one coming. He got, just as he got to first base, he hit a slick spot. He was able to touch the base, but boy, he went down hard. Well, what a great job of hitting by Ventura. He got a 2-0 fastball out over the plate and just smokes it. Does a great job of keeping that ball fair. As you can see, just a rocket, one hopper up against the wall. Normally an easy double. But for Robin, as soon as right at that point, he was rounding first base, trying to turn it on to go to second. And he went down hard.
Gene trying to talk him out of it, it looks like. And Robin's trying to talk him into letting him stay in the ball game. Robin said, I'm going to be all right.
Meanwhile, 2 RBIs for Ventura. Nice job of 2-out hitting. He's got 18 now in the season.
And that's what you got to do, too, Duke. 2 unearned runs here for the Sox. They take advantage of the error.
For Chicago, the center fielder, number 22.
He won't get any ribbing about that from his teammates, will he?
Oh, if he's all right, he will.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's Darren Jackson. Darren hitting a cool .348, 4 homers. He's knocked in 11. 1 for 6 last night with 2 ribbies. Put the Sox on top, 7-5 in the top of the 12th inning. That ball smoked into left field for a base hit. Got an off-speed pitch up, and Darren just put the hammer down.
That he did. Well, you saw the difference in the breaking balls from Julio Franco. The nasty one down and in. This one just kind of floated up there, just a spiral upstairs. And Darren Jackson takes advantage of it. A lot of guys are going to hit this pitch hard. So a solid single. Sox now with 3 hits.
And here's Joe Hall, the right fielder. He has been to the plate 20 times this year. He has 10 hits, a homer. He's knocked in 5. That ball gets away from Pena, the breaking pitch, the curveball. So Ventura into third, and Jackson into second on the wild pitch. Now Nabholz wants Pena to start him again. Outfield for the most part straight up. Pretty good hack at a fastball. That was headed into right center if you'd made good contact, and the count 1-1. Two nothing good guys here in the top of the first inning. If you just tuned in, that breaking ball hit just foul. I'll tell you, you got to smoke it down that line to get it by Tommy. He is always hanging out around that line.
Yeah, it looks like he's just guarding the line from the get-go. He made some good plays there yesterday because basically he was standing right there. Yeah, he made a couple of them, taking away extra base hits from Sox hitters. It's very interesting. They're trying to take away the doubles, I guess, Hawk, taking away the gaps in the outfield, but the lines over there at third.
Nice pick by Pena, and the count evens at 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Yeah, they're guarding the lines on the infield and bunching them in the outfield.
Well, you would think that Tommy would be guarding the line more with Nabholz pitching because he does have a lot of assortment of breaking stuff coming in to the strong right-handed hitters that the White Sox have in the lineup, and there's a tendency to pull that pitch down the line. They hit it hard.
Here's a 2-2 delivery. That ball hits him. Breaking pitch, and that'll load him up. So a big 2-out single by Robin Ventura. Plates 2 unearned runs. Then the base hit by Jackson, and Joe Hall hit by the pitch. And here comes Phil Regan, the vulture, they used to call him.
Why?
The relief pitcher used to scarf up those victories.
You like give up the other guy's runs?
No. Phil would never do that. He was a good competitor.
Oh yeah, he had a great career. He was with the Dodgers
he was
for
tough
a while.
To hit him, I'll tell you. Man.
Let's see.
So here's Karkovice. Kark, the 8th hitter to come to the plate here in the top of the first. Kark off to a fine start. 292, 4 homers. He's knocked in 9. And he has thrown out some critical would-be base stealers. There's a curveball strike. He didn't like that call, evidently. Kark 1 for 3 last evening. Outfield playing him straight up. That sinker off the outside corner, and the count evens at 1 on a cold and damp evening here in Cleveland. Clark, pretty good pitch to hit right there, just a bit tardy. And Nabholz on top, 1-2.
Talk about Phil Regan for just 1 second here, Hawk. Look at the year he had in 1966 with the Dodgers. 14-1 with a 1.62 earned run average, 21 saves. That's good.
14-1, didn't start a game.
That's where he became the vulture.
Yeah. There's a shot hit right at Mark Lewis. Nice play over to Baerga. They force Hall, and it'll retire the side. Clark hit it hard. Meanwhile, the Sox with 2 unearned runs, and after happening a play, it's a good guys 2, and the Tribe coming up.
Two 2-0 White Sox, 2 unearned runs against Chris Nabholz, bottom of the first inning. And here's the way Mike Hargrove lines up his league-leading Cleveland Indians. Leading off in center field, very talented Kenny Lofton, batting second. At shortstop, Mark Lewis. Carlos Baerga bats third. He plays second. Cleanup man, left fielder Albert Bell. Eddie Murray is the DH. He'll bat fifth. Manny Ramirez, who had a big 2-run homer last night in the 12th inning, is the right fielder in the 6th position. He'll be followed by left-handed hitting first baseman Paul Sorrento. Jim Thome is at third base. He'll hit 8th, and bringing up the rear and catching is the ever-popular, personable Tony Pena. And the White Sox will line up this way. Tim Raines is in left field. Joe Hall put him in right, and Darren Jackson in center. Robin Ventura at third base. Ozzie Guillen at shortstop. Craig Grayback at second. The Big Hurt at first. And the battery tonight, Officer Ron Karkovice and Wilson Alvarez. Wilson going after his 12th consecutive victory in his short major league career. This year 4-0. He's won all 4 starts. 2.81 earned run average. And he has been great. 22 hits allowed, 25 2/3, 13 walks, 18 strikeouts. The American League is batting just .224 against Wilson. He beat the Tigers Tuesday at Comiskey Park. 6 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs.
Here's the center fielder Kenny Lofton. Takes that fastball inside. Lofton, just a brilliant young player. Hitting at .387, a couple of homers. He's knocked in 9, 12 stolen bases. He was 1 for 6 last evening. He tripled in the bottom of the first and scored. Hits that ball into left field right at Tim Raines, playing him perfectly. So Lofton hits it hard. Hang with him. So with the Sox leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the first, let's pause for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
Along with the Duke, Tom Paciorek. This is the Hawk Ken Harrelson from Jacobs Field in Cleveland. Mark Lewis, the shortstop, hitting at .314. He had the game-winning double last night in the bottom of the 12th. 2 for 6 with that big RBI. Sox fans will recall that last time out against the Tigers, Wilson did not have a good breaking pitch. Got underneath almost every one of them. For the most part, just scrapped that one. Went with the #1 and still got the win. One and 2 the count. Lewis just 24 years old. Young team. Lofton 26. Baerga 25. Bell 27. Manny Ramirez 21. Thome 23. As there's the fastball strike. So Lewis is gone. 2 out.
And a great pitch by Alvarez. He painted him on the outside corner. We've remarked several times on what a good fastball hitter Mark Lewis is, but not on this one. Bang, you're dead right there on the corner. He couldn't pull the trigger.
So Carlos Baerga, who had the wrong helmet, will go back. Carlos hitting at .305, 3 homers. He has knocked in 12, 3 for 5 last evening with a ribby. Outfield straight up, spread out just a bit. Fastball strike. Wilson, as usual, appears to be very crisp with that heater. Now the fastball in on the fist, and quickly 0-2.
Baerga last year hit .321. 21 homers, 114 driven in. Boys, he's just getting better and better. 200 hits, had 205 2 years ago.
And he's a leader of this ball club.
Yes, he is.
Wilson way on top, 0-2. Clark to the outside. Fastball, watch out. Boy, I'll tell you, a nice crowd on hand for this bad weather. Indians averaging 34,245 for the first 8 home dates. Well, we understand they sold, before the season started, 2,300,000 tickets.
Well, you said it. You said that they would draw tremendously well over here once they got out of that old ballpark.
Breaking ball. Graybeck sucks it up, throws him out, and Wilson Alvarez an easy 1-2-3 first. And after 1, 2-0 good guys. McGeehan leads off the top of the second. 2-3-0 for the Sox. No runs, no hits, and one big error for the Tribe as Ozzie takes it down low. Ozzie hitting it .256. No homers. He has knocked in 10. 1 for 5 last evening. A pitch off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Outfield short. Swung way around to the left. Jim Thome at the cut of the grass at third. Paul Sereno in close at first. Fastball inside. 2-0. We mentioned the Sox will board their charter after tonight's ball game for that weekend series at Tiger Stadium. There's a strike. Tomorrow night it'll be Jason Bray against Bill Gullickson. We'll have that game for you right here over WGN. On Saturday, Jack McDowell against John Darty, and on Sunday, Alex will take on Mike Moore. There's another strike, and the count goes full, Oz. Here's the payoff. Little chopper, comebacker to Nabholz. And there's one gone. And a reminder, Q101 presents the spectacular Coca-Cola post-game laser and fireworks show on Friday, May 6th. Now, following the Sox-Kansas City game at 7:05, lasers and fireworks will be displayed to the tunes of Q101 music. So for tickets to that very special Comiskey Park event, just dial 312-831-1SOX. Here's Tim Raines. Rock led it off with a single just by Mark Lewis last inning. And he scored. Takes a curveball high.
Yeah, while we have a moment, Hawk, I want to wish a very happy 23rd birthday to my beautiful daughter Shannon.
Yeah.
In lieu, of course, of an expensive gift.
Well, Shannon knew that was coming.
Well,
happy birthday, Shannon. She got the prettiest eyes, doesn't she? Wow.
yeah.
Just like yours, Duke.
Well, no, she doesn't have any red in them. Perspective.
Red.
She's going to be an anchor woman someday.
Oh,
very
she got
soon.
a chance. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat. Sereno up with it. And that's out number 2.
Second baseman number 12, Craig Graybeck.
That'll bring up Craig Graybeck. 0 for 1, but he scalded one into left field that looked like it dove on Albert Bell. He had it in his glove, dropped it for the big error. It led to that 2-run first. But little Craig hit it right on the money. Fastball outside. Two and the count. Outside of Big Frank, Craig Graybeck will be 203-1 more than any hitter on this ball club. Has a good eye at the plate. That little small strike zone. Pena sitting to the outside, and Nabholz nails it.
Well, Nabholz, the way he throws, you really got the White Sox hitters can't try and think pull off this guy. Think up the middle opposite field. You'll still pull him accidentally. You make better contact.
Checks it up, takes the ball, and it's 3-1. Out in front of that one, nubs it over into the Sox dugout, so a full count. He might be small, but he is powerful. Craig can hit a golf ball an awful long way. Yeah, it's hit that baseball very, very hard. That's up high, ball four, and here comes Big Frank. So the first walk issued by Nabholz.
First baseman, number 35.
Big Frank 0 for 1. He jammed himself on a breaking pitch. With a little nudger to Carlos Baerga. Tried to tag Graybeck. Craig got by him, and Baerga wanted a out of the line call from Drew Coble. Didn't get it. Good call by Coble.
Another big play in this game.
Yep. That's low. One final in the American League this afternoon. The Red Sox over the Athletics 4-1. That pitch up high and the count 2-0. Oakland now has dropped 10 in a row. Detroit at Kansas City, no score after one. Milwaukee at Minnesota, no score after one. Later on, Texas will host the Blue Jays. Baltimore at California, and the Yankees take on Sweet Lou's Mariners at the Kingdome. Big pitch for Nabholz. 3-0 the count. Turn him loose. That's a Big Frank. Joe Carter. Boy, with that bad thumb, I wonder what would happen if he had hurt the other thumb.
Probably have 60 RBIs right now. It's amazing.
Congratulations to Joe for breaking the all-time Major League record as Big Frank walks on 4 pitches. Joe with his 30th RBI in the month of April last evening. I'll tell you, he is just a wonderful professional. He's a credit to baseball and a credit to society.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is a great guy. And you love to see guys like him do well, except, of course, when they're playing the White Sox. But he has just been terrific. I'll tell you, you talk about offensive machine from an RBI standpoint. I think he's driven in more runs in the last 7 or 8 years than anybody in Major League Baseball. And so he has been Mr. Clutch. And
he has been one of the best mistake hitters I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Boy, you make a mistake on Joe Carter. He doesn't pop it up. He doesn't ground it out. He hits it hard. Here's Franco. He was a strikeout victim last inning. Graybeck and Thomas the runners. That curveball low and inside. So that's 6 in a row thrown by Nabholz. There you see. 23 by Franco. His all-time high in April is 25, I believe. He's in good shape now. That's 7 in a row. And the count 2-0. Ryan Barnes, southpaw.
But Nabholz just looks like he's all over the place. Looks like he might be having some problems with his release point. Those tall guys, easier for them to get out of sync than the shorter pitchers.
Especially early in the season and especially on cold nights.
Yeah.
That's 3-0. So here comes Baerga. Turn him loose, Gino.
You know, Nabholz has had a good career so far. You mentioned his record, 34-29, a 3.51 earned run average. That's good by today's standards.
That'll load him up for Robin Ventura. 3 consecutive walks by the Cleveland southpaw. He joined us late, Robin, last inning with that big 2-out, 2-run single. Hit a rocket down to that right field corner. Trip going around first base.
Third baseman number 23, Robin Ventura.
And that's going to be all for Nabholz as here comes Mike Hargrove. He wants Ventura to see somebody different. So breaking the action as Nabholz will depart. Barnes comes on. We'll be back with Brian's numbers right after this.
Coming into pitch for the Indians, number 52, Brian.
2-0 White Sox. Bases are loaded, 2 outs in the top of the second inning, and a pitching change for Cleveland. Chris Nabholz is relieved by another left-hander, Brian Barnes. Barnes, also from the Montreal Expo organization, came over here in the deal for Randy Milligan. You see, this season he has worked an inning and a third, has walked 2. So Barnes in for Nabholz. Last appearance was the 25th versus Minnesota, won an inning and a third. He walked 2, didn't give up any earned runs. So Barnes, 27-year-old left-hander from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. I bet they got all your money there, Hawkeroo.
No, that's one I missed.
Yeah, he's done fairly well in the Montreal system. Major league totals, he's 14-21 in his career, 3.85 earned run average. But in 92 with the Expos, 6-6, 2.97 ERA, started 17 ball games.
5'9", 170 pounds. He will face Robin Ventura with Graybeck at third, Thomas at second, and Franco at first. Sox on top, 2-0. Nabholz got the first 2 men this inning, then walked. The bases loaded. Robin takes it up high. Outfield bunt straight up. That pitch hit into left field. Albert Bell is there. Makes the catch, and that'll retire to the side. Nothing across. Sox have a 2-out threat. Can't dent home plate after an inning and a half. 2-0 White Sox. Two nothing good guys here in the bottom of the second. For the Tribe, it'll be Bell, Murray, and Manny Ramirez to face the 24-year-old left-hander Wilson Alvarez.
For the Indians, the left fielder, number 8, Albert Bell.
Albert Bell hitting at .338. 6 homers. He's knocked in 18, 2 for 5 last night with a homer and 3 big ribbies. He hit a bullet out of here last evening. 1-2 fastball from Scott Sanderson. He tried to get it in, missed just a little bit out over the plate, and bingo. Changeup. 1-0 the count.
Well, Albert Bell stands about as close to home plate as you can. And if you make a mistake out over the plate, he is going to hit it hard.
Fastball outside, 2-0. Well, we talked about it last night. If you missed that game, the Indians probably stand collectively as close to home plate as any team in all of baseball. And when you stand close to home plate, you're going to be aggressive.
And you're going to get more pitches that you can drive.
He's a little tardy on that heater. And a reminder that Picnic in the Park is a charitable event that allows White Sox fans to picnic on the outfield grass of beautiful Comiskey Park, meet Sox players, and enjoy a private fireworks display. Tickets for this Father's Day June 19th event are $150 and benefit Chicago White Sox charities. So for reservations and information, just dial 312-451-5391.
Hey, Picnic.
That is a nice event.
Yes, it is. The only thing that's bad about it is when you have those dunk tanks aren't really a lot of fun.
Foul,
who came up
fastball back.
Came up with that idea.
Cleveland victory last night broke a 6-game winning streak the Sox had going over the Tribe. In fact, these two teams met 12 times last year. The Sox won 9.
Ooh.
Change up. Wilson wanted it, didn't get it. And the first Indian base runner.
Pretty good looking pitch right here.
Good call by Mark Johnson. Ball outside. Here's the DH, Eddie Murray. 38-year-old veteran hitting at .268, 4 homers. And he has knocked in 13. 1 for 5 last evening. Breaking ball. Ventura on the run over to Big Frank. And there's one down. So one out, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Manny Ramirez. He was the 1993 minor league player of the year, hit 33 homers with 3 different clubs, drove in 120. Just 21 years old. And is he off to a good start?
He's a good looking young hitter. Against Sanderson, you could see last night he was sitting on the breaking ball and was still quick enough to hit his fastball.
Boy, he hung a rope out to Lance Johnson on a breaking ball. And then got that hanger from Roberto Hernandez in the bottom of the 12th. He had a rocket out of here for a 2-run homer to tie it at 7.
Yeah, he's going to give Delgado a run for that American League Rookie of the Year. There are a couple of great ones right there.
Manny, born in Santo Domingo, grew up in New York. Bell at second. Outfield straight up, spread out. Breaking ball high, and the count 2-0. Wilson 1-1 last year against Cleveland, 2-1 lifetime. As it's 3-0. Ramirez looking down at Jeff Newman, coach at third. Don't aim it, Wilson. Put a little giddy up on it. As he was hacking, and the count 3-1.
Well, you got a couple of left-handed hitters coming up behind Ramirez. Sure, that went into the thinking of Mike Hargrove, allowing him to swing right there.
Also went into the thinking of Karkovice and Alvarez. There's a good fastball strike on the outside corner, and the count goes full. And he started off last year at Canton Akron, hit .340, 17 homers, knocked in 79. Went up to Charlotte as a payoff pitch, fouls it back. Charlotte, he hit .317 with 14 homers and knocked in 36. And then with the Tribe in 22 games, hit 2 homers, knocked in 5. He was New York City Public Schools High School Player of the Year in 1991. Once again, the payoff. He's fun to watch swing that stick.
Got some quick hands.
Yes, he does.
Well, he fires the barrel of the bat at the ball. Boy, that ball he hit off Fernandez last night in the 12th inning. That's just a rocket. He just saw the breaking ball, the hanger, recognized, and just fired his hands at the ball and just left the yard in a heartbeat.
Breaking ball. Nice pitch by Wilson. And just looking at Ramirez objectively, you got to wonder, he's going to continue to get stronger. He's got quick hips, strong hands, and once those hands get stronger, they're going to get quicker. Lordy.
Oh, man. You mentioned just 21 years old. He struck out about 100 times last year, which is not bad considering the high average that he hit for.
Sometimes those strikeouts, as we've talked about, Wimpy, are great. That means you're aggressive up there. Not necessarily all the time the strikeouts mean you're a bad hitter. That's outside. He loses it. So 2 walks this inning by Alvarez.
On first baseman, number 11, Paul Sorrento.
As we've seen over the years, one of the worst, absolutely one of the worst things you can do, especially young Latin hitters, try to get them to cut down on those strikeouts, especially if they have power. Let them go up there and hack. They're aggressive. They want to swing that bat. Here's Paul Sorrento. Paul hitting at .293, 3 homers. He's knocked in 16, 1 for 5 with an RBI last evening. Takes it a little low. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Sox. No runs, no hits, and 1 big error for Cleveland. Ground ball. Big Frank will just take the play at first. That's out number 2 with Bell into third and Ramirez into second.
Third baseman, number 25, Jim Thome.
And with that, it'll bring up Jim Thome. 23-year-old third sacker out of Peoria. Thome hitting at .273, 3 homers. He's knocked in 7. Outfield's going to shade him around to the left. As Thome looks at a ball. Another good-looking young player. That wind subsiding here at Jacobs Field. Earlier it was blowing hard. There's a chopper foul. So the count evens at 1. Now Old Glory kicking up just a little bit more. That's the biggest flag I've ever seen in a ballpark.
Without question it is, yeah.
And to get that thing moving, you know it's still going to be blowing pretty good. That's a heavy flag. A ball, a strike, 2 out. Breaking ball. Pretty good pitch to hit right there. Alvarez on top, 1-2. As you look at this breaking ball right here, look at the location.
Ooh. Actually, you hung it inside. If it's a little bit out farther away from Thome, he might have hit that a long way.
Yes, he's gone. Wilson pitches out of it. Nothing across. Couple of walks, couple of left. And after 2, Sox by a couple. If you joined us late in the first, and for the Sox, Darren Jackson to lead it off. It'll be Jackson, Hall, and Karkovice. And to tell you about it, here's a whimperoo.
Thank you, Hawkster. Brian Barnes in relief of Chris Nobholtz. Chris went just an inning and 2/3 and gave up the 2 runs, so he has really struggled in the Cleveland uniform since he was traded over from the Montreal Expos over the winter. He's still got a lot of talent, and I'm sure they won't give up on him too quick. Darren Jackson leads off, and he takes the ball down low with the fastball. Darren had a solid single to left field on a curveball from Nabholz. So he's hitting .357 as he stands in. Ooh, went after a high one. Darren, a good high ball hitter, but that one's just a little bit out of his zone. That was about helmet high. See his numbers: 4 homers, 11 driven in on the season. So he's been a great addition to the White Sox offensively and defensively, and in the clubhouse. Went after a pitch outside.
Well, he's been a better acquisition, Wimpy, than we knew he was going to be a good acquisition. We knew that because of his defensive prowess and skills in right field, and he can play center. But he is just getting better and better.
Pretty good hook right there from Barnes. And Jackson goes down. So Barnes has faced 2 White Sox hitters, gotten them both. Got Robin Ventura to fly out to end the 2nd inning. Bases were loaded. The White Sox have stranded 6 through 2 innings. So with 1 out, Joe Hall, the hitter. Joe was hit by a pitch his first time up, takes a curveball down and in. Joe hitting at an even .500, 10 for 20. Changeup misses away. Looked like he turned that one a la a screwball. So 2-0 on Joe Do-It-All Hall. So the 2-0 pitch coming up to Joe Hall. Fastball way up and away. So Nabholz worked an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 runs. Both were unearned. 3 hits. He walked 3, and that led to his ouster. There's a fastball strike. 3-1 to Joe Hall. Boy, Barnes looks just the opposite of Nabholz. Short armor. Takes ball 4. First walk issued by Brian Barnes, and Joe Hall's the runner at first base with 1 out. Ron Karkovice will hit. Kark hit a bullet to end the first inning. Hit a shot right at the shortstop, who got the force play at second. That ended the first inning. Sox picked up 2 runs. Robin Ventura's 2-run single, the big blow there. Albert Bell made an error on a line drive hit by Craig Graybeck, so those 2 runs were unearned. Barnes hooking up with Tony Pena behind the plate. Once again, they're bunched in the outfield for the Sox catcher. He turns that one over, and misses outside. So 4 walks issued already by Cleveland pitching tonight. Tribe coming in with a 4.07 team earned run average. Check that. That's the White Sox. They're at 4.76. There's a line shot in the left field. Bell coming over, cuts it off on one hop. Hall's going to have to hold up at second, so Karkovice with a solid single to left field. What away, Kark.
As we mentioned, Kark last year 29 walks for the entire season. This year he already has 17, opening that stance up a little bit, getting a much better look, more discipline. And Wimpy also, it goes hand in hand with the balance of this offense the Sox have. It just makes everybody a better hitter.
It certainly does. Kark looks great up there. He is much more productive against off-speed pitches now. They just throw him hook after hook, and he'd get himself out a lot. And right now, Kark's getting a better look at the ball, and sometimes you just have to change. And he's done it, done a nice job. Ozzie can't get a curveball. Ozzie had a ground ball back to the pitcher his first time up. So he's a .253 hitter as he stands in with 10 runs batted in. Shallow in the outfield, swung around the left field is the way Cleveland plays Ozzie Guillen. Hall and Karkovice, the 2 base runners, and Barnes steps off, cleans some mud off his shoes. And a Negro League tribute will be held prior to the Saturday, May 7th game against Kansas City at 1:35. Chicago American Giants caps will be given to the first 20,000 adults, compliments of Miller Genuine Draft. For tickets, call 312-831-1-SOX. He steps off again. Tribe with that 4.76 team earned run average is 6th best in the American League. White Sox at 407, 3rd best behind Seattle and Milwaukee. Ozzie pops this one in the air, shallow left field. Lewis in foul ground now makes the catch. Good running play by the shortstop. Wind may have affected that.
Yeah, this wind takes it a bit further than Mark Lewis first anticipated. Caught that right in the heel.
Yeah, good concentration, boy. Take your eye off that one and you will lose it. So Lewis with the put out. And with 2 down, runners at first and second, Tim Raines will hit. Timmy singled and scored in the first inning and grounded the first in the second. So the Rock is hitting all 3 innings so far in this ball game. Sox are wearing those black jersey tops, not superstitious, of course. Good hook. White Sox losing last night 8-7 and didn't look pretty doing it. So going from the gray to the black, and they're off to a 2-0 lead. 4 hits for the good guys in black, none so far for the Cleveland Indians. Barnes fastball, yes sir, catches the inside corner. Raines didn't like it as he jumped back as the pitch approached home plate. So the count 0-2 on the Sox left fielder.
Good fastball right here from 5'9" southpaw, right on the inside corner. Pena setting up in there, and he just knocks the target down.
0-2 pitch coming up. Pena way outside. There's a ground ball towards the hole. Lewis had him played perfectly over the second for the force out, and that'll do it. The Sox threaten, and they strand 2 after 2.5 from Cleveland. Good guys lead it 2-0. Cleveland, Ohio. Sox with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. A big error by the Tribe in the first inning led to 2 unearned runs. Robin Ventura with the only RBIs in this game. Solid single to right. So for Robin, he has 18 on the season. Tony Pena is going to lead things off for Cleveland. Tony batting at 200, no homers, 2 driven in. The veteran, former All-Star with Pittsburgh. Also played with St. Louis, and just recently for a few years with the Boston Red Sox. Curveball hit in the air, right field. That's foul.
Well, certainly the Sox have had their opportunities. They've stranded 8 men through their first 3 at-bats.
That's a bunch. Pena leading things off. He'll be followed by Kenny Lofton and Mark Lewis here in the Cleveland third. Curveball fouled at home plate. Wilson Alvarez going for his 12th consecutive victory. 4-0. He's won all 4 of his starts this season. .281 earned run average. Fastball, curveball, and changeup is what he features. And as we mentioned, he won that last start against the Tigers virtually with 1 pitch. That fastball. The hook and the change were not working for him. But he was able to beat a good hitting Tiger ball club. Change, grounded foul at home plate. Boy, Tony just had a miserable year last year. From an offensive standpoint, well, he was let go by the Red Sox. Cleveland picked him up, and he's going to get a chance to play some here with Sandy Alomar Jr. on the disabled list once again. This time with that hand injury. Swinging late, fly ball to right field into the corner. The wind is going to blow this one out of there. Joe Hall went over to make an effort, but ran out of room. Boy, Pena used to be one of the real fine hitters in the National League. Quality guy. You count on him for 280. Never struck out, but has fallen on hard times from an offensive standpoint.
He was 25, 26 years old then, Duke.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Well, how old is he now?
35.
He's a young man.
He a pup, huh?
Yeah. Pops this one up. Grayback in shallow center field, calls off Guillen and puts it away.
And right now it's time to check out our Aflac trivia question. For a change, this is a pretty good one. Skip. Who was the first player to win Rookie of the Year as a designated hitter? Ooh, that's a good one.
I think it's Eddie Murray. With a Cleveland flavor to it. When he was with the Orioles, I don't think he started playing regularly.
I agree with that.
Until his sophomore year. Kenny Lofton takes a strike. Fastball, good one. Kenny lined hard to left field his first time up. You have got to keep this guy off base. Well, you talk about a table setter. Curveball misses. Lofton, 26-year-old from Gary, Indiana, former basketball player at the University of Arizona, point guard. Boy, would he be tough to cover. Fouled at home plate.
Kenny from East Chicago.
Oh, sorry. East Chicago, Indiana. It's close to Gary. 6 foot, 180 pounder. And he just keeps getting better and better.
He's one of those guys you can just see. It seems like almost every series you play the Tribe, you can just see him improving.
70 stolen bases last year. Had 66 the previous year. Ball hit in the air to left field. Tim Raines backtracking now as that ball started to carry right to the warning track, almost to the wall. And Kenny Lofton is retired for the second consecutive time. I didn't think he hit that one that good. So with 2 down, Mark Lewis will hit. Mark is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. Lewis getting a chance to play. Omar Vizquel on the disabled list. And Mark trying to make the most of it. Had the game-winning RBI yesterday with that double. Curveball down and in. He struck out his first time up. 5 runs batted in on the season. There's a shot. Oh, through Grayback. Just a rocket. Craig tried to backhand it on the short hop, but couldn't come up with it. That's a base hit for Lewis. Mark Lewis now with an 8-game hitting streak.
And the first hit for the Tribe. Changeup, and here's a great way to approach a changeup, especially from a left-hander, right-handed hitter. As soon as you see the off-speed pitch, you got to try to tear that pitcher right off the mound with it. If you do that, what it does, if you recognize it, or when you recognize it, it keeps your hands back. Boy, he smokes it.
Great job of hitting. He was not fooled, needless to say. So Carlos Baerga, who stands as close up in the batter's box to the pitcher as anybody in the American League, takes a fastball strike at the knees. First hit for the Tribe. They are always dangerous. Cleveland coming into this ball game hitting .302 as a team. See where Baerga stands. Boy, he is actually in front. When he strides, that foot has got to just about come out of the batter's box, in front of the box. Back foot even with the back of the plate, or maybe even in front of it a bit. There goes the runner. There's a shot, foul. Lewis in motion. Got a good jump on Alvarez.
Oh, we saw the same thing last night. Baerga, but that way up in the box stance. The fastball from the middle end. He hit one hard, hitting left-handed. Smoked it into the seats. Got a fastball right there from the middle end. Smoked it into the seats.
Well, he's hit enough fair
man,
to make a pretty good living. Yeah, last 2 years. 200 plus hits. 321 hitter last year. 200 hits, 205 the previous year. And last year he was doing it basically on one leg. Remember at the end of the year he was hurt.
He was 25 years old. Whew. But the point is you got to keep pumping him inside.
Yeah.
Try to open up some room. The base hit he had last night off Scott Sanderson, a fastball away down the third baseline. The ball was 6 inches outside.
At least, yeah. Shows you the kind of plate coverage he has. And that's what happens when you stand on top of the plate. Here's a shot down the third baseline. It's fair. Ventura, yes, good play all around. Ventura with the backhand, Frank Thomas with the pick, and that'll do it for Cleveland. They strand a runner after 3. Sox lead it 2-0.
Two nothing good guys here in the top of the 4th inning. For the Sox, it'll be Grayback, Big Frank, and Franco. Good left-hander Brian Barnes in relief of Chris Nabholz. As the Sox put 2 unearned runs on the board in the first. So Craig 0 for 1. And he scored a run. Takes a strike. Checking some scores for you, as we mentioned earlier. Red Sox over the Athletics 4-1 at the Coliseum this afternoon. Danny Darwin the winner, 4-1. Van Poppel the loser, 0-3. Jeff Russell, his 8th save of the season. Scott Cooper, his 6th homer. Mike Aldrete homer for the A's. Their only tally. That was his 2nd. Milwaukee has finally gotten on the board. They were shut out and no hit in their last 2 games. Shut out by Alex, no hit by Scott Erickson. They're leading 1-0 after 3 at Minnesota. A pitch up high and the count 1-2. That's Wegman against Polito. Kansas City put a 4 spot on the board in the second. That was off Tim Belcher. Kevin Apier on the hill for the Royals. Kansas City leading 4-0 after 3. Texas put a run on the board in the first, and after 1-0 Rangers. It's Al Leiter for the Blue Jays and Kevin Brown for the Texans. That ball hit hard but foul. Baltimore will take on the Halos out at the Big A in Anaheim. That's Fernandez against Dobson. And the Yankees will tee it up against the Mariners in Seattle. Mulholland against Salkel. Two balls, 2 strikes to Graybeck. Outfield bunts, they're straight up. Breaking ball inside. Over the National League. The Fighting Fish over the Rockies 8-7. Rob Nin, the winner, 1-1. Willie Bear, the loser, 0-1. Hernandez, his 3rd save. Ellis Burks homer, number 9. Dante Bichette, number 8. Jim Thome, 2-hopper underneath.
Tome's been having some throwing problems. So what they're doing with him right now is he's not even thinking out there. He's just getting it and throwing it across.
Well, when a guy's having throwing problems, that's the best way you can help him out. Get it and throw it.
Yeah, and short arming it too. So he did a nice job last night. Error-free ball game for Thome. And so far tonight he's been fine.
Here's Big Frank. Grounded to second and walked. Chops that one foul. Cubs beat the Astros in 11. 5-3. Krim the winner. Williams the loser. Myers his 3rd save. Rhodes hit 2 home runs in that ball game, number 5 and 6. Jeff Bagwell hit his 5th for Houston. That's in the hole. Thome up with it. Bad throw, but he gets back to the bag. Sereno, and that's out number 2.
So that's what will happen too with Thome if he's a little wild with his throw. If he gets it quick enough over there, releases it quick enough, the first baseman will have an adequate time to get most of the runners. Good range right there to his left, that little spin move, and quickly the release. It does take Sereno off the bag, but he got there in time.
Here's Julio Franco. Struck out and walked. Takes a fastball strike. Cincinnati hammering the Pirates 8-0 at 3 Rivers. That's after 5. It's Hansen against Tomlin. Barry Larkin has gone deep twice. Numbers 1 and 2. There's a breaking ball strike. Franco doesn't like the call. Meanwhile, 0-2. Outfield around to the right. Little chopper out in front of the mound. Barnes quickly up with it. Over to Sorrento. So little left-hander. 1-2-3 inning. And after 3.5, 2-0 Sox.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Jacobs Field in beautiful downtown Cleveland. The Sox lead at 2-0 behind the 1-hit pitching of Wilson Alvarez. And before Albert Bell steps in, let's pause for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
With Ken Harrelson, this is Tom Paciorek. First pitch to Bell, rifled into right center field. He stayed back on that breaking ball. Boy, much like Mark Lewis did last inning with his hands back on the changeup. Albert Bell, well, he's holding his hand like it's hurt. Boy, I tell you, he can still hit a line drive and not hit it well. See a few raindrops falling. Well, he just stayed back. He didn't clear that front side. He saw the pitch down and away. Goes with it nicely. Nice job of hitting by the cleanup man for the Tribe. Just 27 years old on the LSU. That'll bring up Eddie Murray. Eddie grounded out his first time up. He's first ball swinging, pops it up. Foul territory. And it's time for our Affleck trivia answer. Who was the first player to win Rookie of the Year honors as a designated hitter? And the answer is Eddie Murray with Baltimore in 1977. He assumed that first base job on a permanent basis in '78. Trying to think of who the regular was. Ball popped up to second base. Craig Graybeck puts it away for the first out of the inning. Eddie Murray, what a great career he's had. 290 in his major league career. There you see it. 445 homers. He's driven in 1,675, 8 times All-Star, 6 consecutive years from '81 to '86, and he leads the majors in homers from both sides of the plate in the same game with 11. Wow. He's been a great player for a long, long time. Eddie wishes he had that fastball back. Well, you got to pop a few up. Throw to first base, Bell back easily. Murray, 38 years old now, from Los Angeles. So Alvarez works to the very dangerous Manny Ramirez. Though he walked his first time up, this guy can hit a little bit. There's a fastball down low. 1-0 to Ramirez, a .340 hitter, 5 homers, 18 driven in on the young season. He's just 21 years old. Talked about his prowess last year in the minor leagues. Minor League Player of the Year. 33 homers at 3 different stops. Umbrellas are out. Here in never rains in Cleveland. They said it was a 50-50 chance of rain. I think they meant 50-50 monsoon or hurricane. Boy, last night it was just actually it was yesterday. It was a beautiful day in the Cleveland area. 82 degrees, 83 degrees. Then the game started and oh my goodness, the temperature just kept dropping and dropping. Strike, good fastball in the outside corner. 1-1 to Ramirez. By the time the game was over, the temperatures had to be in the 30s, wind blowing straight in from the outfield. And it was not a whole bunch of fun to play that game. So Wilson working to the very dangerous Ramirez. Oh, he went after a curveball low and he fouls it off. So Alvarez ahead in the count 1-2. The Sox very deep. And straight away for Ramirez in the outfield. And the infield, of course, in double play depth. Look at that defensive alignment. Great ballpark here. Fans love it. 325 down the lines. 370 with a 19-foot fence. Out there in left center. 375 to right. 405 to dead center. Breaking ball hit hard. Get foul. It is. Hits the foul pole. Or the fair pole. 2-run homer for Ramirez. We've got a tie ball game. Wow. A 1-2 curveball. He kept it fair. Well, this guy's going to be something. 6 homers, 20 driven in now for the 21-year-old rookie. Tell you what, that was not a bad curveball. Could have been a little bit in, but he just led with that front elbow, and as you could see, hit off the screen just inside the foul pole. So Cleveland knots it up. 328 is the distance estimated on that homer by Ramirez. Doesn't really matter. He hit a shot. Sorrento swings, fouls this one. Right field line. So the count even to Paul at 1-1. He's a .288 hitter as he stands in. Grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. There's Ramirez. You see El Presidente just walked by him. Dennis Martinez. Jimmy Warfield. Cleveland's answer to Herm Schneider. Middle of your screen with fine trainer. Fastball strike. Good one on the outside corner. So Alvarez going to fight back. The White Sox had plenty of opportunities to score in the first 3 innings, but they stranded 8. And now the Sox in another dogfight. You can't have enough runs against this Cleveland team. Strike right there in the outside corner. Sorrento punches out. Third strikeout for Alvarez. Manny Ramirez has now homered 3 consecutive ball games. Look at the strikeout. Bang right there. Good pitch. So with 2 down, Jim Thome will hit. Another good-looking rookie. 0 for 1, a strikeout victim his first time up. Well, he stands right up on top of the plate, hands held high. He's just 23 years old, from Peoria. Breaking ball in the dirt. Boy, he was a 13th round selection, 1989 June draft. Whoa. Well, you talk about some offensive numbers in the minor leagues. Last year, he hit .332 at Charlotte. 25 homers, 102 driven in. Fastball up high, and that was just in 115 ball games. He was called up to the Tribe, hit .266 for them, 7 and 22 respectively. So he could have been minor league player of the year had he stayed the entire season. Good swing, drives it deepest part of the field to the 405 sign. Darren Jackson is there to haul it in, though. I think a wind knocked that one down, and that'll do it. Cleveland comes up with 2 on a 2-run homer by Ramirez, and after 4, we're tied at 2.
The king, baby. He's in the house.
It'll be Ventura, Jackson, and Hall to face Brian Barnes, who's come in and done a good job in relief of Chris Nabholz. Robin 1 for 2. 2 RBIs in the first inning. Takes a fastball up and in. Tigers trying to come back in that Kansas City game. It was 4-0 Royals. Now it is 4-3 after 4 at Kauffman Stadium. There's a breaking ball strike.
Good hook right there by Brian Barnes. Basically a 3-pitch pitcher from what we have seen. A fastball, not overpowering, but very sneaky. Good hook right there to Robin, and also he will turn the ball over. His breaking ball to the right-handers is that little turnover. Looks like a screwball.
One and 1 the count as they're having some banners out there in the outfield, trying to get them off the walls. But Brian Barnes looks on. Graduated with a major in marketing and advertising from Clemson University. There's Harry Heredis, one of the professors of architecture down at Clemson. He loves his Tigers. That pitch just off the plate, and the count 2-1. Okay. Outfield straight up for Ventura. Little left-hander rocks and kicks. Took a little something off. Change up. Had Robin out in front. Brian Barnes led the nation in strikeouts his senior year. 208 and 146 innings.
That's good. 146 innings he pitched in 1 year in college.
Was the player of the year in the Atlantic Coast
goodness.
Conference in '89. First team All-America. So he's not coming out, without some credentials.
No, he's got great. Well, his numbers at Montreal, very respectable.
He finished third in the history of the NCAA for career strikeouts with 513.
Jeez.
Now resides in Smyrna, Georgia.
Hello.
Not too far from Stone Mountain, was it?
No, very close.
Alvin jams himself into right field. Manny Ramirez is there. And the lead man down.
The patio area in Comiskey Park is available for pregame parties for groups and now for individuals too. For information on the patio area, call the White Sox sales office at 312-924-1000 and go visit the Bertucci boys and eat some of that chicken and ribs.
Oh, Bobby
burgers.
and Bruno. Oh, man, that's awesome. I'd like to have a little bit right now, Duke.
I could go for some.
You can always
I
go
could
for
force
some.
a little down.
There's Darren Jackson. Darren is single and struck out. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Didn't like the call.
Got anything else on Mr. Barnes?
Oh, yeah. 1990 is actually his first full year in professional baseball at Jacksonville. Had 213 strikeouts and 201 innings.
Jeez.
Then he went to Montreal. He had 23 strikeouts later on in 90 and just 28 innings. So he can punch you out. Good change right there. Aaron Jackson down in the count 1-2.
And you look at the trade that brought him here too, Hawk. Randy Milligan was not going to play for the Cleveland Indians this year. So to get Brian Barnes, that's a nice trade from what we've seen tonight.
Mark Lewis rounds it off, makes the throw in time, 2 gone. Well, we talked about fine job that John Hart's done here. Oh, by the way, I've been getting, as probably you do too, Wimpy, this time of year get a lot of mail as summer's coming up and people wanting to find out where good baseball camps are to send their children. John Hart runs a great camp down in Orlando. I sent my son Casey to it last year, and I've been to a lot of them as you have, and without question, it's as good, if not the best, of any camp I've ever seen. It's called the John Hart Camp, and that'll be from December 27th through the 30th down in Orlando. Joe Hall takes a strike.
That's good to pass that on because there's a lot of camps out there that will mess your kid up.
Man,
they'll hurt them a lot more than they will help them.
Unbelievable.
You got to really research those things. You're right.
The thing about it is you'd like to name a couple of them too, but you couldn't because you'd have the biggest lawsuit on your hands. But there's some camps out there that will absolutely just do much more harm for your kids than help them. That curveball low.
Yeah, because contrary to what a lot of these guys think, they did not invent the game.
That's right.
Or they're not going to revolutionize the game with their theories.
Well, I went over there last year for 4 straight days with Case and just watched what was going on, and I was absolutely impressed with the quality of instruction and camaraderie that they had. Everybody had fun, and that is a big part of a successful camp, is when kids are out there having fun. 2-1 the count. Off the end of the bat, and he'll have to get a new one next time. Mark Lewis up with it over the first. So Brian Barnes, another 1, 2, 3 inning, has retired 7 in a row, and after 4.5, tied at 2. A reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago White Sox. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox. Cleveland, half of the 5th, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. For the Sox, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. And as you can see, Cavs are going to be teeing it up against the Bulls. That'll be tomorrow night in Game 1 of the playoffs. And Hot Rod Williams is another casualty for Mike Fratello's Cavs. Broke a finger today. Well, good luck to the Bulls. Tony Pena. Pena popped up to Craig Graybeck his first trip. 28,252 in attendance. And that's a nice crowd for such a lousy evening. There's a base hit by Graybeck. So Pena starts it off with a solid single to right. Totals on the board identical except for the error. And that's what allowed the Sox to score their 2 runs in the first inning. So here comes Kenny Lofton. Kenny's been to the plate twice. He's 0 for 2. He's lined hard to Raines, and he's flied deep to Raines. Let's see how Grover. Mike Hargrove wants to play it. Fakes the bunt, takes a strike. Lofton doesn't like the call. And in talking about that sign we just saw of Michael Jordan, Michael had a 13-game hitting streak broken last evening. That was down in Greenville. Went 0 for 4. Still hitting over 300. And then the Barons won that ball game. Chris Snopek, outstanding defensive third baseman. Chris Snopek had 3 hits. Scott Tedder had a couple. Other minor league action last night at Nashville. The Sounds broke a 2-game losing streak with a 6-4 victory over the Louisville Redbirds. Ray Durham, boy, he's been hot. Hit his 3rd home run. Had 2 RBIs. Durham has a 7-game hitting streak. Going for him, swinging about well in the last 7 games, has 3 homers and 11 ribbies. James Baldwin, 2-0, got the victory. And the Crawdads, they're 15-5 in first place in the South Atlantic League. Crawdads won their 4th in a row over the Polecats of Albany. Crawdads just on a roll. There goes the runner. Graybeck. He'll go back, he'll tag. Now go to first base. Makes a bad throw. As Tony Pena ran right into him. And forces the error. May have hit Graybeck in the mouth.
The shortstop, number 20, Mark Lewis.
Let's just watch how Pena goes into Graybeck. They did with his shoulder, got him right in the jaw. Craig out there rubbing that lip to see if it's bleeding. Well, Craig will remember that next time that there's an opportunity for double play with Tony Pena. As here's Mark Lewis. You can't blame Pena. He's just trying to break up that double play, which was going to be a sure double play. There's still something you stack in that file.
Oh yeah, you got to file that one. It's a good job though.
Yeah. Pops him up. Ozzie. Two gone.
The second baseman, number 9, Carlos Baerga.
That'll bring up Carlos Baerga. He's grounded to second. He's grounded to third. Robin made a low throw and a big pick. A good pick by Frank Thomas. Baerga's hitting 16 of his last 17 ball games. fastball. Flips that one out of play right side. Kansas City now leading the Tigers 5-3 after 4 down at Kauffman Stadium. Milwaukee won, Minnesota nothing. That's after 5 at the Humphrey Dome. 3 finals. Red Sox beat the Athletics 4-1 at the Coliseum. Florida over Colorado 8-7 down at Joe Robbie. And the Cubs in 11 innings beat the Astros 5-3 in Houston. Pops this pitch up. Graybeck. And that'll do it. Nothing across. It was a hit. 1 error, 1 left. And after 5, tied at 2. Game could have been a little closer. As we get set to go to the top of the 6th inning for the Sox, it'll be Karkovice, Ozzie, and then the top of the order, Tim Raines. Brian Barnes came on back in the 2nd inning. And that young man has given up nothing. 1 hit, 1 walk, and has been impressive. So here's Karkovice. He's 1 for 2. As the only hit off Barnes.
I think he looks a little tired. Ought to give him some rest.
Think so?
Yeah.
Tomey just about a step back of the bag, couple of steps off the line at third. That fastball nips the outside corner, and the count evens at 1. Off the end of the bat, up the middle. Mark Lewis up with it. He'll have to stick it in his pocket for the most part. Made a good effort, but you're not going to get Kark on that one, as he just beat it out.
Karkovice runs as well as any catcher in baseball. He hits this one off the end of the bat, but good positioning of this ball up the middle. Lewis had the long way to go. See, Kark, when you hit a ball off the end, you don't usually get a good jump off out of the batter's box because you're pulling off of it. But Kark still got down there fairly quick and was able to get himself an infield single in the process.
So here's Ozzie's 0 for 2. Indians looking for the bunt. And a reminder, pens to commemorate the 125th anniversary of Major League Baseball, courtesy of your local 76 station, will be given to the first 20,000 fans attending the Sunday, May 8th game against the Royals at 1:35. So for tickets, just dial 312-831-1 Sox. Fakes a bunt, takes it high. Outfield. Short and around to the left. Long set by Barnes. Just a short lead by Karkovice. Ozzie checks it up, takes it down low, and the count 2-0. Oz with a long look down at the boomer, Terry Bevington.
Yeah, see if they want to take it out. Looks like Barnes might want to aim this one right down the middle. It's going to be a fastball.
It's 3-0. If you joined us late, Sox stranded 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 in the third. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Cleveland. Way high, and the first 2 men aboard. Let's go, gang.
Hello. Second walk issued by Barnes. Matt Turner, right-hander, throwing for the Tribe in their pen. Nabholz had trouble in his short stint. He walked 3 in an inning and 2/3. But Barnes, he's been very, very impressive since then. With that big walk right there. Lefty versus lefty matchup sets up Tim Raines. And we'll see what Gene Lamont has in store right here. You think he's bunting here, Huckaroo?
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad to have the bases loaded and Franco at the plate.
Yeah.
And once again, a reminder, our next game coming your way right here with WGN will be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Chicago time. First of that 3-game weekend set with Sparky's Tigers. Pitching matchups, Jason Broy on the hill for the Sox and Bill Gullickson for Detroit. That's right here on WGN tomorrow night at 6. Here's Rock. Rock 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. Corners in close. Curveball strike.
That's a pretty good hook right there after being wild to Ozzie in 4 straight pitches. That was nasty. You see the plane of Rock's bat. He had it up high and boom, he tried to get it down low real quick and he couldn't get the bunt down.
One and 1 the count. And that Kansas City 7-3 lead over the Tigers at Kauffman Stadium, 4th inning. Wimpy's Body Cecil's gone deep.
Ren.
The 7th of the year.
Oh, when Cecil hits him, he hits him in clusters, doesn't he?
Ball, a strike, nobody out. Clark at second, Ozzie at first. Bunts, and it's going to go foul. Had that spin on it. Then he hit the cut of the grass. So it's a 1-2 count. Only 1 game in progress in the National League. 7th inning. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 9-2. Davey Johnson got that ball club off to a running start. Milwaukee now leading Minnesota 4-0. 5th inning at the Humphrey Dome.
Talk about Davey Johnson. He came in a tough situation last year as manager of Cincinnati. Tony Perez was a favorite of the players. They made that move and he was caught right in the middle of it.
That's a tough scene right there. But Davey's a tough guy.
Yeah, he is.
Up high. Pena trying to pull a pitch right there, and the count evens at 2.
See Brian Barnes with big clumps of mud on the bottom of his shoes, caught in those spikes, so might be making it a bit tough on his landing. May affect his control a little bit.
If you joined us late, we had a 40-minute rain delay. As here's a big pitch for Rock and Barnes. Just got a piece of the breaking ball. Sox with 2 in the first. Ventura's 2-run single with 2 out. The Sox have been scoring a ton of 2-out runs. And then Manny Ramirez, 6th homer, his 3rd in his last 3 ball games. I should say 3 consecutive games he was homered in. They tied it up in the 4th. Full count to Rock. See what the runners. As Clark looked like he was off. Carlos Baerga trying to jockey in behind him.
Pretty good way of finding out right there if the runners are going to be in motion here on 3 and 2.
Well, what you can do by that when you got an active second baseman or the shortstop, in this case with Raines hitting right-handed, the second baseman, you might make the other manager change his decision.
Darn right. Thinking that he's not going to get as good a jump this time.
There they go. Ground ball. Tomey goes to second base. Not in time. They get Raines at first, but Ozzie in the second and Karkin the third. There's a good play by Baerga.
Second baseman number 12.
Well, it's shocked. Ozzie Gay, and Ozzie's got to slide in the second base. Boy, you hate to see someone get hurt in a situation like this. Watch Tomey. Ozzie's standing on the bag. Boy, I'll tell you, that's tough to come to that quick stop. Good play by Baerga to get Tim Raines, who is flying down that line. So Craig Graybeck's going to get a chance to be a hero here. Runners at second and third. Essentially, he did do the job and get those runners over. But a good job by Gene Lamont, too, putting those guys in motion, because that would have been a routine double play.
So pitching coach Phil Regan has had his chit-chat with Barnes as Craig Graybeck will step in. Craig is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So here we go. Outfield straight up. They're bunched. Tomey almost even with the bag at third, several steps off the line. Paul Sereno went close and way off the line at first. Curveball high. Craig's going to get a fastball to hit, and he's a good fastball hitter. The one thing he has to do right now is just not get greedy. Be a little patient but aggressive. As you see Matt Turner once again getting back up. And you got that number 35 hitting behind you. If that first ball, breaking ball, misses.
Oh, yeah. You got to just dial it up for dead red right here.
The big hurt. Here it comes. And the count 2-0.
Change up right there.
Like
Turned that one over. Yeah, that had a little fade action to it.
I'll tell you what, I love that call from our standpoint.
Jeez. Well, a changeup is essentially a fly ball pitch too. If you're out in front of it, you're going to get the ball airborne and score that runner from third.
The 2-0 delivery. Up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Take 2.
They're
just
small.
1.
Sure, just 1.
Maybe the last pitch for Ryan Barnes as he gets it over. Two-two tie here in the top of the 6th inning. That's ball 4. That'll load him up. That'll bring up Big Frank and probably Hargrove out of that dugout. And here he comes. So a break in the action as Brian Barnes has been very effective up to the top of the 6th. And we'll be back with the numbers on the new Cleveland pitcher in just a moment.
We're tied at 2. Bases loaded is the situation. The big hurt, Frank Thomas, will be hitting shortly. The Indians have made a pitching change. Matt Turner comes on this season, 1-0 with a 1.80 earned run average in 7 games. 10 innings. He's given up just 9 hits, 5 walks, same number of strikeouts. So big guy just acquired on the 3rd of April from the Florida Marlins, the Fighting Fish, in exchange for Jeremy Hernandez.
Turner 6'5", 215 pounds. 27 years old. Out of Lexington, Kentucky. Well, they put some players out of Lexington. That's a good town. Now resides in Plantation, Florida. Last year with the Marlins in 55 appearances, 4-5. 2.91 ERA.
Wow.
Did not have a save. In 68 innings, gave up just 55 hits, 26 walks, and had 59 punch-outs.
First baseman number
On
30.
paper, that looks like a pretty good trade, doesn't it? Wow.
You got that right.
Barnes, a good trade. My goodness. Very subtly. You know, Cleveland has gotten some very good players over the winter.
Well, they got a couple on the DL that are not too bad either. Vizquel and Alomar. So here we go, the big hurt. 2 for 5 with the sacks loaded. Karkovice at third, Ozzie at second, Graybeck at first, 1 out. Frank 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to second and he's grounded to third. Up and in. That's inside and the count 2-0. Got that rocking chair motion out there. Big swing. Frank in good shape. Ground ball. Should be. Lewis bobbles the ball, and everybody's going to be safe. Karkovice scores, and the Sox lead it 3-2.
Wow.
Designated hitter number
Boy, Matt Turner got what he wanted, the ground ball from Frank to the shortstop, but Ozzie Guillen had a big part in this. He waited until the ball was just getting to Lewis as he ran by Mark. Watch this play. A 2-0 fastball. Ozzie blocks his vision, and I'm sure that had a factor. Lewis tried to rush it. Couldn't really see the ball until right there. And it hits off the heel of his glove and then his chest. So the Sox pick up a run here. That'll be an RBI for Frank Thomas. You can't assume the double play.
Number 20, as Julio Franco steps in, he's 0 for 2 with a walk. Big hack off his foot. So a 3-2 Sox lead. As the 2 errors committed by the Tribe on that double play ball could be a 2-0 Indian lead. Well, the Sox made a whole bunch last night, gave the game to Cleveland. Maybe get a redeemer this evening. Breaking ball misses, and the count 1-1. Way up and in. Matt Turner got that kind of motion that right-handers really don't like that much.
No,
Wimpy.
no, we don't like hitting off guys like him. Big movement coming in on you. When he gets the ball down, he's going to have liable to hit it off your ankle or your foot. Upstairs, it just rides in.
The 2-1 pitch. It's 3-1. Robin Ventura on deck. No activity down in the Tribe bullpen. Sacks packed with Sox. Ozzie at third. Graybeck at second. And the big hurt at first. Pops him up. Tomey. Infield fly roll. And 2 out. Big out for Matt Turner.
Third baseman, number 23, Robin Ventura.
But Turner still got his work cut out for him as here comes Robin Ventura. Robin, 2 out, 2-run single in the first. He's 1 for 3.
Like Julio was trying to hit that ball to Lake Erie. Just got a little bit out in front of the fastball. 3-1 pitch.
Trying to hit that one over the left field wall at the old yard. As a little sinker low. Robin looked at that pitch nicely. Here's a shot. Base hit. Here comes Ozzie. Here comes Graybeck. And it's a 5-2 Sox lead. On that little semi-line drive by Ventura. Robin with 4 big ribbies.
Center fielder, number 22,
We take that one.
Darren Jackson.
He got this one off the end of the bat. You see, Matt Turner doesn't throw anything straight. Everything is moving. This ball kind of is a fade ball. It's upstairs, but it does have movement. Robin just able to flick it over the infielders for that 2-run single. As you mentioned, now he's got 20 ribbies on the season. He's tied with Frank in that category.
And here's Darren Jackson. Darren has singled. He's 1 for 3 tonight. 5, 6, and 1 for the Sox. 2, 4, and 2 for Cleveland. Off the end of the bat. Mark Lewis up with it over to Bayerga. They force Robin. He'll return the side, but 3 big tallies, and after 5.5, Sox by 3.
White Sox, bottom of the 6th inning here from Jacobs Field in Cleveland. Well, the Sox got a 3 spot in that inning. We'll tell you about it in just a second as we check out a couple of changes for the Sox. Lance Johnson comes into the ball game to play center field, and Darren Jackson moves from center to right field. So Joe Hall is out of the ball game. Sox with a 5-2 lead, and what an eventful inning the 6th was for Cleveland. They could kick themselves in the behind. Karkovice had a little infield single off the end of the bat, a walk to Ozzie after another out, after a ground out by Raines. Craig Graybeck walked, loading the bases. An error on a routine double play ball by the shortstop Mark Lewis on Frank Thomas's grounder, got the first run in there. And Robin Ventura just served one over the shortstop's head for a 2-run single afterward. So the Sox capitalizing on the Cleveland mistakes this evening. 2 errors for the Tribe, 1 for the Sox this evening. Here's Albert Bell taking a pitch up and away. Albert 1 for 1. He singled and walked in his 2 plate appearances. Fastball way upstairs. No, Wilson sat around a long time between innings. He got up there. It's going to be loose enough. It is chilly here in Cleveland. All the wind is not nearly as bad as it was last night. He pops this one up right side, and Karkovice is going to run out of room just over the White Sox dugout. Eddie Murray is on deck. He'll be followed by Manny Ramirez in this good hitting Cleveland ball club. You look at some of the faithful. 28,252 here in attendance tonight. And it is not pretty weather-wise here in Cleveland this evening. Two-one pitch upstairs. Yesterday, Sox and the Tribe had 32,467 in attendance. That was good. And Cleveland averaging just under 35,000 per home game. Pops this one up right side again. So with a 3-2 pitch coming up to Albert Bell, let's pause for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
With Ken Harrelson, this is Tom Paciorek. Jacobs Field in Cleveland, Ohio. A 3-2 pitch coming up. Albert Bell fouls it off Karkovice. Albert hitting at .346 as he stands in with 6 homers, 18 driven in on the year. Finals. Boy, Boston's been getting some great pitching. Surprised that their 5th best earned run average in the league. Yesterday they shut out Oakland 1-0, and today they gave them just 1 run in a 4-1 victory. There's a shot up the middle. Base hit by Bell. He can hit. Got a pitch down the way. He didn't try and do too much with it. Just smacks it right back up the middle for a single. He's 2 for 2. See Davey Nelson, former infielder, former White Sox coach, coaching at first for the Tribe. Jeff Newman over at third base. And Cleveland now with 5 hits off Alvarez. So that infield will go into double play depth. That outfield will stay deep as Eddie Murray, batting right-handed, has grounded out and popped out into his 2 plate appearances this evening. Ramirez on deck. He's got a 2-run homer to his credit tonight. He pops this one up right side. Frank Thomas is going to run out of room. Out of play. Not a whole lot of foul ground here, especially on the sides. Behind home plate there's a little bit. You can see there's some room for the catcher to maneuver. But on the sides, not a whole bunch. Designed for the fan in mind. A fair ballpark from a hitter's standpoint. Unlike the ballpark at Arlington, which severely favors the lefty. There's a shot in the left field corner. That's going to be extra bases. Tim Raines comes up with it. The throw's going in the second. They're going to hold Murray to a single. Good job by Rock as he keeps that double play in order. But runners at the corners with nobody out, and the very dangerous Manny Ramirez coming to the plate. Wilson Alvarez pitching line. 5 innings, 4 hits, a couple of runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He has thrown 80 pitches to home plate. Right there, Eddie Murray got his hands up above that high fastball and laced it into the corner. The previous pitch was just a little bit higher, and Eddie couldn't handle it. But right there, you got down into his hitting zone. All that matters is a couple of inches, and he was able to center that one. So the plot thickens. Ramirez, 6 homers, 20 driven in, takes a changeup down low. Manny hitting at .352 as he stands in. And he's 1 for 1, also a walk to his credit. Pitch, strike, good fastball outside corner. The Sox will sacrifice a run to get a double play here. It's 5-2 Sox. Both teams with 6 hits on the evening. Oh, they're deep. There's a shot, get fouled. It does. So the count goes 1-2. You remember his last time up in the 4th inning, Alvarez threw him a 1-2 curveball. Didn't quite get it in there good enough. It was at the knees, inner half of the plate, and he smoked it off the foul pole for that 2-run homer. See the fans on those field level suites enjoying the ball game behind that screen. Good place to watch a game. Fastball, line drive, right field. He can hit. 1 run in. Murray's on his way to third. Ramirez drives home his 3rd run of the ball game on a 1-2 fastball this time. Wow. So 1 run in. Runners still at the corners, nobody out. And Gene Lamont checking out the scorecard. A couple of lefties coming up in order here. Paul Sorrento and Jim Thome. Boy, that Ramirez, what a young hitter he is. Good looking young hitter. Fastball strike on the outside corner to Sorrento. He didn't like it. Paul 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout as you look at the youthful face of Manny Ramirez. Born in Santo Domingo, he gets back, raised in New York, in the city. #1 draft choice of the Indians. And he can flat play. Curveball strike, catches the outside corner at the knees. So Sorrento has been aced on the first 2 pitches by Wilson Alvarez. Sox have activity in their bullpen. Jose De Leon and Dennis Cook, righty and lefty combo. Fastball misses. No, we talked last night about the fact that the White Sox went deep into their bullpen. In a 12-inning ball game, you're going to use a lot of pitchers. So it was pretty imperative that Wilson Alvarez give them some innings. He has worked 5+ right now. Has a 5-3 lead. Pitch, yes. He paints him on the inside corner. Sorrento goes down. Great pitch by Alvarez. Second time Sorrento has gone down. 4th strikeout for Wilson. Right there. Right there in the inside corner. The whole ball looked like it had the plate from our angle. So with 1 out, runners still at the corners. Jim Thome will hit. Jim 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Hit it deep to center field his last time. And the Sox play him slightly to hit the opposite way, lefty versus lefty situation. And the Sox looking for 2 in the infield. Curveball high. Another breaking ball misses. And coming up immediately after the ball game, the WGN News. Right after the completion of this tilt between the Sox and the Cleveland Indians. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, runners at the corners.
Wilson's got to get by this pitch right here.
Uh-oh. Missed badly on the fastball. Tony Pena on deck. So Wilson, after he struck out Sorrento, digs himself a little hole right here. He's got to pitch himself out of. There's the ball, misses outside.
The catcher, number 17, Tony Pena.
Well, the bases are loaded, and Jackie Brown is going to pay a visit to the mound. He'll be joined by Ozzie Guillen and Officer Ron Karkovice. Talk things over how they're going to pitch Tony Pena. How they're going to get this 5-4-3 double play. Sox with a 3 spot in the 6th inning, took a 5-2 lead, but Cleveland comes roaring right back. Manny Ramirez has driven in 3 for the Tribe. 5-3. Good guys. And Pena will hit. He's 1 for 2. Tony has driven in 2 runs so far in the season in limited action. Sox swung around the right field in the outfield. Breaking ball misses. See, Pena has batted once with the bases loaded, 0 for 1 in this situation. Fastball strike on the outside corner. So Wilson comes back, nails it, and it makes Pena's situation a little bit tougher. Boy, 2-0 right there would have been very difficult for the Sox. He fouls that one off, so Alvarez jumps out ahead in the count 1-2. Wilson 27-14 in his young major league career with a 3.67 earned run average. Trying to pitch himself out of a tough situation right here. Might as well stay with that fastball with Pena. Go with your best pitch. Last thing you want to do here is throw him a changeup because Tony's been real slow. Curveball grounded towards shortstop. Ozzie over to second for 1. Can Graybeck turn it? Yes, they do. Big 6-4-3 double play. Sox get out of it. After 6, they still lead it by 2.
That's the WGN tail of the tape here at the top of the 7th inning. Ozzie Guillen has the Sox lead at 5-3, and what a big double play they turn. An inning-ending double play. Thank goodness. Tony Pena, who does not run well. There he gets it over to Graybeck. Tommy trying to go in and break it up. And the relay as the head first slide by Pena, not in time. And that takes the Tribe out of potentially a very large inning. And of course, that's another $100 for White Sox charities from all the good folks at CarX Muffler and Brakes, who help put the brakes on cancer. For the Sox, it'll be Lance Johnson, Ron Karkovice, and Ozzie. Big 6'5" right-hander, big Kentuckian Matt Turner. The 3rd Cleveland pitcher of the evening. If you joined us late, we had that 40-minute rain delay. Chris Nabholz started, then Brian Barnes, and now Turner. And Wimpy, I just was handed a note. One of the viewers called in and once again wanted to find out about that baseball camp we were talking about a couple of innings ago. That's the John Hart Camp in Orlando, Florida. December 27th through the 30th. It's a good one. So here's Lance making his first plate appearance, hitting at .247, no homers. He's knocked in 11. Tommy and on the grass. That fastball high off the plate. Outfield straight up, and the wind has subsided substantially. There's a strike on the inside corner. Lance agrees. Checking some other scores for you. Kansas City now leading Detroit 10-3, 6th inning at Kauffman Stadium. Milwaukee 5, Minnesota 2, 7th inning at the Humphrey Dome. There's a changeup. 1-2 the count. No score. Baltimore at California. That's in the 2nd. And New York and Seattle just getting underway. One final in the American League this afternoon. The Red Sox over the Athletics 4-1 at the Coliseum. Pops this pitch up into short right field. Briarga going out. Manny Ramirez coming in. And he makes the catch.
I didn't see anything going on right there. I didn't think he caught it. They say that Ramirez is not the
He can swing the bat.
greatest outfielders right in the world right now. Of course, he made that play in the 9th inning or the 12th inning yesterday. That time he got it. Baerga was in his way a bit. Of course, that right fielder, the outfielder's got to take charge in those situations and call off the infielders who just keep coming until they hear you.
So here's Kark. He's 2 for 3. Started off that 3-1-6 with an infield single. Broken bat. Mark Lewis. Bad throw, but he puts the tag on Kark. And that's out number 2.
I guess that was a bad throw. Oh, when you throw sidearm like Mark Lewis does, you're going to throw a lot of sinkers, a lot of moving, tailing throws. As you can see from the side, that thing just takes off on him. And a good job by Sorrento to apply the tag to the back of Karkovice. 2 out.
And a reminder that Chicago White Sox 1993 Division Championship pins, compliments of Ballpark Franks, will be given to the first 20,000 fans attending the Wednesday, May 11th game against the Mariners at 7:05. So for tickets, just dial 312-831-1SOX. Ozzie rips that one into right field by Sorrento for a base hit. So Ozzie now 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Second hit given up by Matt Turner. As the Sox once again tonight doing some 2-out damage. They have scored 4 of their 5 runs with 2 gone. Here's Tim Raines. Rock 1 for 4, first inning single, and he scored. Over in the National League, the Braves at St. Louis postponed due to rain. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 14-5, 8th inning at Three Rivers. Florida over Colorado 8-7 down at Joe Robbie. There's a ball. And the Cubs in 11 innings over the Astros 5-3 at the Dome. Right here at Jacobs Field, 5-7-1 for the good guys, 3-7, and a huge 2 for the Tribe. Two balls, no strikes. Sox gave the Tribe the game last night, and the Tribe tonight have given the Sox all 5 runs. Checks it up. 3-0 the count. Watch out. Goes all the way back to the backstop, almost drilled Rock. He's still trying to recover a little bit.
Second baseman number 12.
That looked like something that former Sox pitching coach Stan Williams, when he was pitching with the Dodgers. Stan Williams had a $10,000 bonus clause in his contract on X amount of walks during the course of the season. So what Stan would do every time he get 3-0 on somebody, he'd just drill them. So it wouldn't go in his walk category, and he got the $10,000.
It's nice to know if you're a hitter, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's one thing about it too, is the Dodgers let that out, and every time he was 3-0 on somebody, they were bailing. So 2 out, 2 on. Ozzie at second, Rock at first, and here's Graybeck. They go for 2, but he's walked twice and he scored twice. Greg back in the first inning, if you didn't see it, hit a bullet out there at Albert Bell. Albert had in his glove, could not hold on to it, and that's what led to the 2-run first. Breaking ball low. There's a strike. So the count evens at 1 with big Frank Thomas on deck. Activity, double barrel style. Southpaw Russ Swan and Jose Mesa. Good eye by Graybeck. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight up. Big right-hander delivers a fastball. Craig trying to take that one into right field, fouls it away, and the count evens at 2. So a lot of deuces on that board. It is cold and it is damp here in Cleveland.
At least they got a nice new stadium.
That they do have.
Well, it was all of the above at the other place, but it's just nice to be in a great ballpark.
That's into right field. Manny Ramirez is there. He'll make the catch and it'll retire to the side. Nothing across for the Sox. It was a hit. There is 2 left. They have stranded 12. 7th inning stretch. Sox by 2.
Right scoreboard for this evening. Top of the order for the Tribe here in the 7th inning. Kenny Lofton, Mark Lewis, and Carlos Baerga. Sox lead at 5-3. Both teams with 7 hits. The Indians with 2 big errors. The Sox have made 1, which was not critical to scoring in this ball game. Try to aim that one in there and misses. 2-0. Hits this one in the air, right field. Darren Jackson's right there and puts it away. Hit it hard, but right at the White Sox right fielder. Big out.
Shortstop number 20.
We see what Kenny Lofton has done so far this year. Top 10 in average. He's second there. Runs 5th, hits 6th, and stolen bases. He is 2nd. What a fine player he is, and he can play some defense. Got a very good, strong throwing arm. And that is a big out. Curveball misses outside. I want to wish a very happy first birthday to Brady Merrick from Alamogordo, New Mexico. Obviously, Brady, a big White Sox fan. And also, as we look at Mark Lewis, 2-0 fastball, he fouls that one away. Big hello to Russ and Mary Lammermeyer from Chicago watching the ball game. Big White Sox fans. Mary's dad, John Pachorik, said to say hello. Pop up right side. He fouls it back. So Alvarez gets even 2-2. I think Lewis went after a pitch out of the strike zone, so the Sox caught a break there. White Sox deep for Lewis in the outfield, slightly swung around to right field. Check out a lot of area between Tim Raines and Lance Johnson in left center. Breaking ball grounded foul. In and out of the Cleveland dugout. So Robin Ventura makes a friend. Souvenir for a fan. There were 28,252 here in attendance at the start of this ball game. A 40-minute rain delay. Still quite a few Hardy fans on hand. Cold and wet. Good fastball. He jammed him. Straight back. Karkovice is going to run out of room. Boy, a good pitch by Alvarez on 2-2. Going to have to do it again now. There you go. There's some manly men for you. Guys are out of their minds. I think they're in the bleachers. Oh yeah, there they are. Just under left center field, almost at the top. 3-2. We gotta tell their mothers. So Lewis looking at a 3-2 pitch. This is big. You got the big boppers coming up next as Alvarez delivers and a line shot. Ventura! Robin Ventura leaps as high as he can and makes a great play on a bullet off the bat of Mark Lewis. Whoa! Boy, Robin, what a ball game he's having. Take a look, 3-2 fastball, and he just smokes it. He got the head of the bat on that one, and look at Robin. Way off the ground. Michael Jordan, eat your heart out. Robin, you see how excited he is about that play by that facial expression. Great play. Robin with 4 RBIs in this game also. Not too shabby. Baerga takes one up high. Boy, a key to this ball game is not to turn this lineup over. Alvarez can get Baerga here. There's a chance that Baerga and Bell will not hit again in this game, and that's what White Sox have got to be thinking of. Don't turn the lineup over. The big boppers, let them only hit 4 times. Ground ball, foul, left side. Robin says, yeah, go ahead, Wilson, throw that one. Now see if that was it to the coach. Wilson doesn't want it. If you're a hitter in that situation, you definitely want the umpire to check the ball. So Alvarez will deliver a 1-1 pitch here shortly. Baerga on the evening is hitless, 0 for 3, average at 294. So Carlos looking for a knock here. Curve misses outside. 2-1. Last night Baerga had 3 hits and a walk, 3 for 5 with an RBI. Fastball hit in the air, straightaway center field. Never fear. One dog is here. Lance Johnson puts it away, and that'll do it. We have completed 7 innings from Cleveland. Sox lead at 5-3. 5-3, good guys in black as the White Sox trying to even up this series and go on to Detroit for that 3-game set against the Tigers starting tomorrow night. Big Frank Thomas is going to start things off for the Sox here in the 8th inning. Fastball up high. Boy, what a play by Ventura last inning. My goodness. A rocket off the bat of Mark Lewis. And that did not allow the tying run to come up to the plate in the person of Carlos Baerga. That's big. Did Frank go? No, no, no. 2-0. Cleveland, once again, they're bunching in the outfield. Boy, and they are just almost together, really giving Frank the lines. 3-0 as that fastball misses outside and low. Thomas followed by Franco and then Ventura. Matt Turner, the 3rd Cleveland pitcher, pours in a fastball. Strike 1. Turner had that good year for the Florida Marlins last year. Traded for Jeremy Hernandez. There's a foul ball right side. So the count goes full to the Big Hurt. Sox trying to add some points to the board, as they know that this Cleveland team is capable of scoring Runs in bunches.
And in a hurry. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and they got Ramirez coming up next inning too. Frank fouls this one. Oh, that hurt. Knocks the mask right off of Tony Pena. That hurt. There's a wake-up call for you. So the 3-2 pitch coming up. If Tony can get his bearings straight here. Let's see if Frank Thomas can get on board. Wilson Alvarez all the way, going for his 12th consecutive victory. And he has given the Sox what they've needed tonight. He walked him. Second walk issued by Matt Turner. That's 8 walks, 8 free passes by Cleveland hurlers this evening. Oh, Franco will hit.
It's 21st of the season for Thomas.
Well, he will walk a lot.
And this is a 22nd ball game.
Does that mean he gets on base a lot?
Yeah.
All right. Julio takes a sinker inside. Here's a reminder that Sports Channel and the Sports Authority are teaming up to present the official youth baseball camps of the Chicago White Sox. For more information on the White Sox training centers, call 708-PLAY-BALL. Learn from the pros. That'll be good camps.
Now, Ricky Henderson leading the league in walks with 23. Frank now second with 21. Mark McGuire with 20. Who do you think is fourth in the league?
Ron Karkovice.
Is that amazing?
Isn't it?
Walked 29 times all last year.
That is truly amazing. It's a ball on the field. Kenny Lofton retrieves it.
And Kark, he's fourth in the league in on-base percentage, and that'll go up tonight with his 2 for 4.
Hello.
He's ahead of Frank.
Whoop. Fastball misses inside to Franco, so the count 2-0 to Julian. He's got that good hitter's count. Hey, one thing about this Matt Turner, he doesn't throw anything straight.
He doesn't?
No. Sinking fastball. He'll ride it inside when it's upstairs. Change speeds on a breaking ball. 2-0 fastball. He turns on it. Fouls at third base side.
See, if that pitch hard, that's exactly where it was going.
Yeah.
Ball left.
Ball boring in on him.
One of your tee shots, dead left.
Dead. You have to remind me of that, huh? Things were going so well. I hadn't even thought about golf in hours. Pitch way inside, breaking ball, just hangs up there. So a 3-1 pitch coming up to Julio. Robin Ventura on deck. He's the guy you want up there with runners on base and in scoring position with his 4 runs batted in tonight. Hits this one in the air right field. Ramirez has it, coming back now, and puts it away. So Franco continues his over. First out of the inning.
Third baseman number 23, Robin Ventura.
And here's what Robin Ventura did last time up off Matt Turner. Little semi-line drive out in the left field. That's going to knock in a 2. He had a 2-out single in the first. So Robin 2 for 4 with 4 big ribbies. And he's throwing a little leather as well. He made a nice play earlier, and look at this. Mark Lewis just rips one. I didn't know Robin could get up that high.
Neither did I.
I don't know if he got there.
I don't know if he knew that he could. Vertical leap is not going to be compared to Michael Jordan right now. As Mike Hargrove is out to the mound, and he's going to make a pitching change. He wants the lefty, Russ Swan, good old 44, to come on and pitch to Ventura. So Matt Turner departs, and we will have the 4th Indian pitcher coming up. Coming up here shortly. Swan is the former Seattle Mariner southpaw. And he'll be on to face Ventura. Darren Jackson in the hole. Runners at first base is Frank Thomas with 1 out. So the Sox, who started action tonight, a game behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Sox at 12-9 coming in. The Tribe at 12-7.
So here's Swan, the 30-year-old southpaw, 6'4", 210 pounds, out of Fremont, California. Signed as a free agent in January by the Tribe. Last year at Seattle had some problems. 23 games, 3-3, 9.15 ERA.
Whoa.
91 with the Mariners. He was 6-2 with a 3.43 ERA. Swan, who resides in Kent, Washington. Texas A&M, first drafted by the Mariners in the secondary phase in the '84 June draft, but decided to stay with the Aggies. So he is the 4th, as Wimpy mentioned, Cleveland pitcher of the evening. Joined us late. Chris Nabholz started, went 1 2/3, gave up 2 runs, none earned, 4 hits, 3 walks. That's what got him out of there. Had 1 strikeout. Brian Barnes did a fine job. He went 3 2/3, gave up 3 runs earned, but could have got out of that with no runs. There was a double play ball hit that Mark Lewis booted. They got the man at second, and then that big single by Ventura. Matt Turner going 2 innings. Partial line on him is 2 innings of work. No runs, 2 hits, 2 walks.
So the lefty versus lefty matchup here, Ventura versus Swan. Swan is not a hard thrower, a finesse guy. He's got to be pinpoint to be effective. And Robin, average up to 302 as he stands in. 6 homers, 20 driven in. Fastball up high. So Frank Thomas now has 20 RBIs. 4 RBIs tonight place him 3rd place on the Sox April RBI list. And that records were kept since '64. There's a fastball strike at the knees. 1-1 to Robin. Well, now Frank Thomas with 20. Julio Franco has 23. And Ventura now with 20. So the 3, 4, and 5 guys in the White Sox order very formidable this year in the RBI department. That's good.
Well, Franco's second in the league, and now Big Frank and Robin tied for 5th in the league.
That'll play
Every time.
Well, Joe Carter, of course, has 30 to lead the world in that category. There's a fly ball. Center field. Kenny Lofton has the beat on it. He'll put it away for the 2nd out of the inning. What happened at Texas tonight, Hawk? Was that rained out or?
No, we had a partial score on that, and now just getting the sheet here. 1-0 Texas after 6.5. It's not working on the scoreboard. That's Leiter against Brown. Rangers with a run in the 1st inning. So Kevin Brown back on track.
It would appear against
at least tonight.
Yeah, against a tough hitting lineup too of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, if he's got his sinker going in that hard slider, I don't care if he's playing against the 29 Yankees.
Yeah. That's true. He can get it. He gets it, throws it. He's got an excellent movement on the sinker and slider when everything is on. There's Darren Jackson. He takes a fastball up and away. Darren is 1 for 4 tonight. Had a solid single his first at bat. So his average at 342. He has 4 homers, 11 driven in. Frank Thomas, the runner at first base with 2 out. Come on, Darren, hit one out of here. Good sinker right there. That ball just disappeared as it got to home plate. Jackson over the top of it. Count even at 1. Is that a 19-7?
19-7.
Oh my! Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Oh Lordy! He goes after the high fastball.
Well, there's a good sequence right there. Took something off that sinker. Really went down low, and all of a sudden comes back with the fastball upstairs on top of the strike zone. And even though he's not a real hard thrower, it's tough to get up there.
Yeah. Well, Darren likes that high fastball to begin with. So he's in the hole. There's a ground ball foul as Frank Thomas in motion had that base stolen.
I'm right. Pena wouldn't even have a throw.
No. Frank was off to the races. So the Sox, who will conclude this brief 2-game series tonight, head to Detroit for 3. Off day Monday, and then come on home. There's a shot right back up the middle in the center field. Good job of hitting by Darren. That's his second hit of the ball game. Frank Thomas in the scoring position for Lance Johnson.
Center fielder number 1, Lance Johnson.
Well, Darren Jackson's a funny hitter, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he could look bad.
Yep.
I mean, awful on 2 pitches, and all of a sudden look great on the next one. It's really amazing how he does that, but he has been remarkably consistent so far in the early going of this series, this season. Lance Johnson?
More and more impressive. He was impressive in spring training, and since the season started, here it is, 22 games into the 94 campaign. He's just looking better and better.
He is doing a great job in right field. Of course, he started tonight's ball game in center, giving Lance Johnson a little bit of a breather. Lance in there now, and he's the batter with an 0-1 pitch coming up. Fish ain't biting. Slider down low. So Frank Thomas is going to try and get as good a jump as he can. Outfield fairly shallow for Lance. As soon as that bat moves forward with 2 outs, got to be in motion. Got to get to third base and home on a single. Lance grounds this one left side. Mark Lewis, the underhand flip, they got it. So the White Sox threaten once again, but come up empty. We've completed 7.5 from Jacobs Field. Sox leading at 5-3. Our AT&T first call to the bullpen is for big right-hander Jose De Leon. Jose coming on for Wilson Alvarez, and Wilson has a chance to win his 12th consecutive decision. As you look at the line score, 5-8-1 for the good guys in black, 3-7-2 for the Cleveland Indians. So Wilson gives way to De Leon, who is 0-1 with a 4.35 earned run average in 9 games. 10 in the third innings, giving up 9 hits, 7 walks, 12 strikeouts. So he's been punching out people. He pitched an inning yesterday and struck out a man, gave up 1 hit. So the Sox have a way to go. They got the big boppers coming up, 4, 5, and 6 for Cleveland. There's a breaking ball strike to Albert Bell. Boy, Albert and Ramirez have been tough outs tonight. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Manny Ramirez has driven him home twice. Breaking ball misses inside. Albert Bell will be followed by Eddie Murray, and then that young 21-year-old rookie Manny Ramirez. Breaking ball strike right there. Boy, he paralyzed Albert, and that kind of flipped it in there right over the middle of the plate. So Albert Bell down on the count 1-2. Fastball, fouls it straight back. So he tried to go just up above the strike zone to Albert. He went after the pitch and just got a piece of it. Sox swung around the left field and very deep for Albert. Very still at the plate, as you can see. Woo, just got a piece of that one on a check swing. Albert Bell carries his hands low, but he cocks them upward as he approaches the pitch, and he is very difficult to fool. That breaking stuff. Great off-speed hitter. And he stays closed for a long time. He can use those hips. He flies open. He gets some tremendous bat speed generated.
He's a good fastball hitter when he's looking for it.
Yeah. Oh, behind him.
Breaking ball.
Whew, thank goodness it didn't hit him. Boy, you think he got underneath that one? Albert, don't hit it there. He's got big power. He shot one out of here yesterday. 6 homers, 18 driven in on the young season. He's hitting a lusty 354. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. That one misses.
That's right. That's not ball 4.
Yeah, just you get 4 balls, 3 strikes. Yeah, see? So we'll do this thing again. De Leon dealing to Albert Bell as the Cleveland fans really starting to get into this. Big man here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Leadoff hitter, breaking ball, he walked him. Fourth walk issued by White Sox hurlers tonight. As you look at the skipper, Gene Lamont, Terry Bevington, Jackie Brown, Doug Manzolino. And you've got a dangerous hitter in Eddie Murray. De Leon does not throw that hard. So that big hole between first and second becomes a big factor right here as he swings through a fastball. Eddie Murray has made a living hitting the ball through that hole on the ground between the first baseman, who's holding the runner or slightly behind him, and the second baseman, who is towards second at the bag. Pitch, breaking ball, good one. Murray way out in front of that pitch. So De Leon up in the count 0-2. The very dangerous Manny Ramirez on deck. He has all the RBIs tonight for Cleveland. Fastball grounded up the middle. Grayback, the backhand stab. They'll get the force play. What a nice job by Grayback. Boy, that could have been a big situation for Cleveland. Possible first and third with nobody out, but Grayback smothered it, got the force ball to Ozzie Guillen. Watch it. Murray makes a bid for that base hit, but look at Gravy right there. Diving to his right. Boy, he made a nice little slip to Ozzie Guillen. If he gets it to him a little quicker, the Sox may have been able to turn 2. So that's a big out. 4-6 if you're scoring at home. And with 1 out, Manny Ramirez. Wow, he's on everything. There's a breaking ball, strike at the knees, good pitch. Ramirez now with 6 homers, 21 driven in, has homered in his last 3 ball games, hitting .364. 2 for 2 tonight with all the RBIs that Cleveland has tonight. There's a good hard slider. He missed that one by a big margin. So Jose jumps out ahead 0-2. Still got to put him away as Paul Sorrento is the on-deck hitter. Murray not being held down. He got him on a splitter. Whoa, that's the worst we've seen him look in at bat in 2 days. Good splitter down and away as Ramirez looked a bit confused in this at bat. Watch the ball, the late movement right there. Just the bottom drops out. He threw that splitter a little bit harder than we have seen. So Gene Lamont already out to the mound right now to make a pitching change. He wants a lefty versus lefty matchup here with Paul Sorrento coming in to bat, and Paul Asemacher, the former Cub, former Yankee, former Atlanta Brave, coming on. So with Ossie coming in from the bullpen, let's pause now for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
With Ken Harrelson, this is Tom Paciorek from Jacobs Field in Cleveland, Ohio. The White Sox trying to split this brief 2-game series with the Cleveland Indians, and we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Asemacher coming on in relief of Jose De Leon. Jose did a good job getting the last 2 hitters out, Murray and Ramirez, after walking Albert Bell to lead things off. So Asemacher, the lefty, 0-1 with a 4.70 ERA in 9 ball games. Ossie's worked 7 2/3, given up 5 hits, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts to his credit this season. He was acquired from the New York Yankees just before the end of spring training. Last appearance, he worked last night, pitched a 1/3 of an inning and walked the batter. So Paul has one job: get Sorrento, and well, Sorrento's going to give way to Candy Maldonado. They want the righty versus lefty matchup. Mike Hargrove does. So Major League rules state that a pitcher must face at least one hitter. So Cleveland grabs the advantage right there in matchups as you look at Charlie Manuel, the hitting coach, the grinder, and Hargrove. Two outs, bottom of the 8th inning, and there you see it. 5 runs, 8 hits, and an error for the White Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Cleveland Indians. Boy, the 2 big errors playing a prominent part in this ball game. And make sure you stay tuned for the WGN News immediately following this ball game. We promise. So Maldonado comes on here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. I'm sure that Gene Lamont would love for Asemacher to get Maldonado, possibly lead him off in the next inning with Tomei. There's a ground ball up the middle. He does the job. The force play at second, so 1 pitch does it, and the Sox get out of it. We head to the 9th inning. Good guys still leading by 2.
Tim Raines to face the southpaw Russ Swan. Clark 2 for 4 with a run scored on the evening. Had an infield single back in the 6th, and that started off that 3-run rally. Outfield straight up as the Sox try to square this series at a game apiece. 2-0 the count. Checking some other scores. Milwaukee hammered the Twins 12-2 at the Humphrey Dome. California leading Baltimore 1-0 4th inning at the Big A in Anaheim. Seattle won. Yankees 0 4th inning at the King Dome. And the 9th inning at Texas, top of the 9th. Rangers shutting out the Blue Jays 1-0. 4 in a row to Cart. He picks up his 18th base on balls of the season.
Shortstop number 13, Ozzie Guillen.
Boy, Cleveland's walking 9 now.
Here's Ozzie. Ozzie 1 for 3, a single, a walk, and a run scored. So the Tribe corners in close. And a reminder to receive the 1994 White Sox Spring Catalog and order the latest in White Sox merchandise. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Chicago White Sox Gift Catalog, 333 West 35th Street, Chicago, 60616. How's he trying to slap a little bunt there, Butcher Boy? Tomey with a catch, one gone.
Left fielder number 30, Tim Raines.
That'll bring up Tim Raines. Rock 1 for 4, a single, a walk, and a run scored. And in that Milwaukee 12-2 victory over the Twins, Bill Wegman the winner, Carlos Pulido the loser.
Amazing. 10 hits for the winning team and 12 for the losing team.
Rock takes a strike. Home runs in that ball game. Turner Ward hit a couples, number 4 and 5. Greg Vaughn back in the lineup. Hit his first. John Jaha hit 2. His 4th and 5th. And Matt Mieske got his first of the year.
You didn't mention any Twin names. There, ergo, you see the 12-2 differential.
And that's Cincinnati 19-7 victory over the Pirates. Barry Larkin hit his 1st and 2nd of the year. Tony Fernandez hit his 5th. Hal Morris hit his 2nd. And for the Pirates, Albert Martin hit his 3rd. Eric Hansen, the winner. And there's a ground ball. Tomey over to second base to Bayerga. They force Kark. And that's out number 2.
Second baseman.
Hey, I think the best thing that could have happened to Jim Tomey is the fact that Buddy Bell's over here. You see him working with Buddy working with Jim every day before the ball games. And I'll tell you what, Buddy Bell's about as good as anybody that I have played against. And imparting his knowledge to Tomey, you can see the kid looks good at third base right now.
Well, the Sox certainly, as you mentioned earlier, Winfrey, they did not want to lose Buddy Bell. Cleveland wanted him back over here where he had spent so many very fruitful seasons. He's the bench coach now with Mike Hargrove. And Buddy hated to leave.
Yeah.
So here's Craig Graybeck. 0 for 3, couple of walks, and a couple of runs scored.
I'm just thinking, you think Robin Ventura doesn't get excited? How about Buddy Bell's demeanor on the field?
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar to Robin.
I called him Mr. Excitement. Oh, hi.
That's chopped foul down to Tomey. Well, the biggest thing about any infielder, and I don't care what position you're playing, but especially at the corners, you've got to learn. You very seldom see a good stand-up infielder. You've got to learn how to get that fanny down, which in turn brings the eyes down, which in turn, when the lower the eyes go, the fewer bad hops you're going to have, because you got a better angle. And the lower your glove goes, and at that point, if there is a little bit of a bad hop, you have time to get the glove up. You can never get it down in time. Mark Lewis up with it. Easy play over to Bayerga, and that'll do it. So Russ Swan walks the leadoff hitter. Then we get the next 3. They'll go to the bottom of the 9th, leading Cleveland 5-3. That's the story here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sox by 2, and for the Tribe, schedule hitters are Tomey, Pena, and Lofton to face the southpaw Paul Asemacher. Jim Tomey has struck out, fly deep to center, and walked tonight. There's a breaking ball strike. Outfield shading him slightly to the left. Sox trying to pick up their 13th victory of the season. Another breaking ball misses, and this one is 1-1. Slashing at that fastball. So Asemacher way on top. The ball and 2 strikes. Once again, a reminder, our next game coming your way on WGN will be tomorrow night from Tiger Stadium. First of that weekend series at 6 Chicago time. And the starting pitchers, Jason Bray for the Sox and Bill Gullickson for Detroit. It's tomorrow at 6 right here over WGN. Clark to the inside. Fastball. And the count 2-2. Got him. Big out for the Sox and Asemacher.
The catcher, number 17, Tony Pena.
Gonna bring up Tony Pena. Pena 1 for 3 tonight, but hit into a big 6-4-3 double play back in the 6th inning. On the outside corner, says Mark Johnson, who has called himself a whale of a ball game tonight.
He's done a good job.
Asemacher trying to nail it down for Wilson Alvarez as that pitch fouled away. And the count 0-2. If Paul can get the job done, Alvarez will pick up his 5th victory of 94 and his 12th consecutive victory. Fastball high off the plate. Outfield spread out. Around to the right. There's that pitch up the tank, right side. Count hangs at 1-2. He joined us late. Sox with 2 unearned runs in the first. Cleveland tied it with 2 in the 4th. Sox added 3 in the 6th. Cleveland came back with 1 in the 6th. Got him, breaking ball, 2 gone. So 2 big out here in the bottom of the 9th inning as Asemacher trying to pick up his first save. And a reminder, the producer director of White Sox baseball is Skip Ellison. Our associate producer is Mandy Cohen. There's a big guy, Bill Borson, with those Twins. Here's Kenny Lofton. Who is this, Wimpy?
Here's the guy we've been waiting for a long time.
For 2 days, huh?
Yeah.
Takes a strike.
Oh, about almost 8 hours of baseball.
Kenny 0 for 4 tonight, but he's hit the ball hard 3 times.
Yeah, he's a tough out against righties or left-hander pitchers.
Corners in close. There's a strike and the count 0-2. So the Tribe down to their last bullet with Mark Lewis on deck. Now Big Frank will move back. Same for Robin. Fastball high. Clark to the outside. That's into left field. That's a can of corn for Tim Raines. So Paul Asemacher comes on, nails it down for Wilson Alvarez, and in the meantime picks his first save in a Sox uniform. Sox even up this series. They split it at a game apiece. They win it 5-3. Wimpy and I'll be back to wrap it up right after this. Play of the game came in the 6th inning. 2 out, bases loaded. Ventura at the plate. Wimpy.
And how about Robin? He just serves it over the infield. Movement on that pitch by Matt Turner. That was the big play of the ball game. Ventura with 4 RBIs, and he played some sterling defense. And hats off to Paul Asemacher on his first save in a White Sox uniform.
And the totals on the game for the Sox: 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They stranded 15 men tonight. For Cleveland, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 big errors. They left 7. Alvarez the winner. He is 5-0. Barnes to lose 0-1, and credit Paul Osemacher with his first save. And our next White Sox telecast on WGN will be tomorrow night from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. The Sox beat the Tigers beginning at 6 Central. So for Tom Paciorek, Skip Ellison, this is Ken Harrelson. So long, everybody. Be sure to stay tuned for the WGN News.
White Sox baseball on WGN is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? Your local Ford dealer. Quality people with quality products. Coca-Cola Classic. Always a hit. Always Coca-Cola. AT&T Business Advantage. Let it work for you. Aflac. Insuring over 38 million people worldwide. Continental Airlines. Fly for peanuts only on Continental's peanut flights. And by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.